not me leaking stuff that I didn't want to leak, but was like actively trying to like pull away because it was gonna be the first thing that I could click. Not me. No, it's fine. It's just my actual Discord. God forbid I was actually in someone's DMs. Jesus Christ. Hello, chat. It's me, the gamer, and today we're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be chilling. Big chilling. Alright, we need to settle down on the jams. That was way too loud. Okay. That's a little better. Jesus. When it first started there, it was way too loud. Alright. Welcome. We're gonna be chilling, we're gonna be shiny hunting, and we're gonna win so many shinies. I'm hoping. I'm praying, actually. Like, more praying. I've done most of this off camera. If it's not obvious from the shiny, floof on screen. We got a Wooloo, and under 5 encounters, no, it was 6 encounters in total. I got a shiny Wooloo. The idea was I was gonna do this all off camera and then edit it. I find I'm not motivated unless I stream though when it comes to shiny hunts. And I don't even do that very often. But for a challenge like this, I thought it'd be more fun that I keep doing it on stream. Especially since I'm still learning how Scarlet and Violet works. I never really shiny hunted on Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet? Sword and Shield, sorry. I never it wasn't that I skipped Sword and Shield. I actually really enjoyed Sword and Shield. I just did a lot of other things. Instead of shiny hunting. And I don't know what those things are. I couldn't even tell you, honestly. I just did not do anything productive in this game, but play it a lot. It was really a unique experience, if I'm to say. But who am I? I mean, I am just a guy at the end of the day, so it's not a bad issue. But yeah, no, I spent a long time just doing nothing. Let me turn that down just a little bit. I did a long time doing just about anything in this game, but actually playing the game properly. I restarted this game quite a lot and played for the main story a lot, even if the main story kind of stinky. I played for the main story a lot. But yeah. We are shiny hunting Nickit. I really like Nickit, and I think it was one of my favorite Pokemon when the game first released, and is still one of my higher up there Pokemon. I think Nickit is a superb design. I think Nickit's naming though is top tier, and his shiny is very pretty. The plan and intention is that we're gonna shiny hunt Nickit. And I'm gonna keep shiny hunting one Pokemon and every route. We have progressed a little bit in the story with just Wooloo. I intended that without a shiny I wouldn't be able to progress, and luckily I got Wooloo very quickly. I'm not a bot, thank you for the lurk, welcome. And I hope you enjoy your lurk. Yeah, so I got Wooloo very early, and I got lucky with that. So I'm expecting this to be a long ass hunt, because whenever I get stuff, like within 6, it's due to the fact that the next hunt is going to be hellish, and life will be unleashed onto me. The whole entire thing. So I'm expecting this to take me a long while. So hitting 1000 was no shock to me, by any means. I know that the odds on Scarlet and Violet aren't the worst, though. And the method isn't horrible, but we do have no shiny charm. There is nothing boosting our odds but our own sheer will. So it is going to be a more longer hunt, and I'm definitely expecting it. By all means. I'm expecting this to be a long-ass hunt. It doesn't help that overworld shinies do not exist in Scarlet and Violet, so I have to encounter them all. That is the only way for me to really, truly get the real sense of just how many I've encountered. My Wooloo as well is going to be so buff from all of this shit at the end of it too that it doesn't matter. It's why shiny only challenges never really appealed to me. Because there is no... After you find the shiny, there is no challenge. It is you've just murdered up or many innocent families just to find this one rare shiny that was going to get murdered in the wild. But, I don't know, something hit me one time where I was just like, I really want to shiny hunt in Sword and Shield because I completely skipped the generation for shiny. Shiny? Yeah, it is you, but it's shinier. The Wooloo also evolved into a big Dubwool. But yeah, I completely skipped Sword and Shield for shiny hunting, and it's not like... I will say, I don't think Sword and Shield has very unique shiny hunting things. I still think Oras was the most fun I had in shiny hunting. Which I don't think is a popular opinion. I just like Radar. But yeah. Here we are, encountering probably thousands of shinies. I just had shiny. I got this Wooloo in 6 goes, so I'm expecting this Nickit to be the longest, most insane, horrible shiny hunt that there is to live. 6! Yes, I have the clip of it. I was still setting up my automatic shiny hunter. I had just recently got this shiny hunter service thing. I found it online on a Reddit post that it would automatically find your shinies and count up for you. Blah blah blah. And I was like, that's really cool, and it would actually really help me because it's like the one thing that really pisses me off in shiny hunting. I never before really knew how many encounters I had or how many eggs I opened because I didn't bother to keep count. So this would keep count for me. And that made me happy. So I set it up, and in the middle of setting it up, I was in call with Bo, and Bo was like, oh, why are you hunting a Wooloo exactly? Like, what's the point? And I was like, I'm gonna hunt one on every route, and like, route 1 Wooloo is like the best, like, hunt there, right? There's not many things you can hunt route 1. And on this 6th go of hitting into a Wooloo, there he was. The big black sheep just sitting there staring me down, and I was in utter shock. I was completely shocked by it. I was not expecting to get it that fast. But that means this Nickit, God forbid, is going to be the worst shiny hunt on air, because that's how they usually tell me. It took me about 270. See, that's still very low. Swish doesn't have good odds. This hunted method doesn't seem to be great odds, because unless you get an Aura Pokemon, your odds are just the normal odds. It's only the Aura Pokemon that's boosted, and the Aura Pokemon fucking shows up so, like, unlikely, it's so shit. And I did fuck up slightly as well. I have learned my lesson from that. So we'll do that in the future. But, one good thing to know about this game when it comes to shiny hunting is if you don't have the shiny charm, don't catch the Pokemon you're shiny hunting if you haven't already. Because if you haven't caught the Pokemon, it actually boosts its rates to appear in the overworld. I didn't know that fact at all until I was researching how shiny hunting works in this game. And by then it was too late. I had caught one. So my Nickit rates are actually lower than everyone else on this route. Now, I could go catch everyone else in this route, but that's a whole lot of effort, and I'd rather just suffer from my mistake and learn from it at this point. And it's not still horrendous rates. Every time you knock one out, there's a 50% chance of another Nickit spawning afterwards, so it's not horrendous. It's just sometimes I'll go for a drought, period. But yeah, that's a fun fact I learned. I just don't know much about Swish at all. I played Swish a shit ton, as I was saying. Just never shiny hunted in it. It just never was like a game that I looked at and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna shiny hunt it. I think it probably was partly the fact that after the Let's Go fiasco of data miners not actually knowing what the fuck we were doing until 2 years later, I didn't trust them when they data mined about Swish. And it was partly right. Data mining on the first attempt for Swish was incorrect. But it still was fine after a bit, so I was still incorrect in that sense. But I do believe the initial set of data mining didn't actually fully tell the story of how to shiny hunt and shiny people were shiny hunting wrong at the start for a bit. Now it's completely, like, open and it's well known how to shiny hunt because people have done it. But even at that, I still think Swish is a weird game, and I think we have a Let's Go situation a little bit because this just feels like such a weird shiny hunting method. But it's all good. I'll do what I can. I'm all good with full odds. But yeah, I decided to shiny hunt. At the end of the day, the Aura Pokemon are what matter. I try to avoid going for Aura Pokemon that aren't, though, Nickit, because if I get a shiny that isn't Nickit, I will cause a small fire. I will cause arson. I believe that is the correct response. So. I did do research, though, because obviously, I don't know why he's silenced. He's been Markiplier's been silenced. Hold on. I silenced Markiplier. Give me a second. Oh god, why am I here? That's so weird. Oh. But I don't use this Pacific scene very often, sorry. Alright, Markiplier will no longer be silenced. And near with all the rest of the sounds. My bad. We do still have fish, though. I made sure I remembered about fish. I just forgot about Markiplier. There's a thunderstorm somewhere in the wild area. You're joking. I hate you. So yeah, I have actually made it all the way to Motostoke. Reason being, if you don't know anything about this game, by the way, it's the $sign and then fish. If you don't know anything about this game, for some reason they decided to fucking region lock the music, sound effects, and everything like that on motherfucking an extra item you can miss if you don't talk to an NPC. Alright, what fish are you getting? Let's see. Hey, just a common pike. Nice, nice. This is a new record. So yeah, I overall was quite pissed off and decided that after we got the Wooloo, we needed to instantly go grab them because I thought, even though it's a shiny only challenge, I think it is completely fair for me with a shiny to decimate everything till Motostoke, just to be able to grab the earbuds and then leave as if nothing happened. Just so I can turn off the background sound, fuck with volume cries and all that jazz, but yeah. It was a choice. It wouldn't even be that bad of, it really wouldn't be that bad if it was, like, the earbuds changed very minor things in the game. Like, maybe instead of the sound effects and background music that's also locked to it, it was just Pokemon sounds, and maybe, I don't know, ambient sounds or some shit. Stuff that doesn't actually really matter in the grand scheme of things, because if you turn down the sound effects, you kind of just turn up everything, right? But no, the earbuds are, like, an actual required fucking item that are also optional at the same time. Like, fuck me, I guess. Sorry, my cough. My throat isn't feeling very good. It should be fine. I have honey and tea. Or coffee, should I say. So. And the dog might bark in a bit. Just when I pressed start stream, my mic was muted, so no one got to hear it. But I had to suffer the dog barking because there was some van outside. It was a mechanic van. I don't know what next door has got going on with them, but clearly they needed a mechanic in or some shit.
What the
And my
dog
dog. The dog! What is the dog doing? She's sleeping at the moment. She's resting. She's been awake all night with me, actually. Because I'm a moron. I haven't slept. Let's start that off by that. I haven't slept. I woke up at 9 p.m. Yesterday. And so I refuse to sleep due to the fact I need to exhaust myself so I can fix my sleep schedule. Because this is the only way I can fix my sleep schedule. And also because my mum will be coming home today, I get the weekend to the house to myself despite living with my parents. My mum will be coming home, and she'll likely need help around the house as it is the cleaning day. Captain Flamey, hi! It is cleaning day. We on Sundays clean the house. I also have D&D, and if I fall asleep, I'm likely to miss D&D. And that's illegal, honestly. I can't miss D&D. That's what I mean by Nickit, by the way, Shawnee. I can't miss D&D, that's illegal. So, yeah, I'm staying up for the day. So I have coffee. I'm probably gonna get a monster later on in the day. Probably a couple, actually, if I'm being honest. Not just for today. I'll get a couple just so that I own a couple rather than anything else. But yeah. I wonder about your D&D is probably less stressful than mine, at least. Depends on the campaign. I'm in 3 different D&D campaigns and 1 Pathfinder campaign. One of the campaigns isn't starting until next year. And one of them should probably conclude before then. So, one campaign, my character actually just died in it. Like, my character's dead. Well, okay, she was undead, so she was dead before that, but she's dead. Like, she's not coming back dead. It was a very intense session. And I had planned it with my DM. I had actually kind of planned it since I created the character, because obviously it's undead. So, I have a character, or had a character, Lamau, called Nerissa. Nerissa is a 6-year-old child who wanted to become a great warrior, just like her grandpa. And she would call her grandpa Papa. Where she lacked in all smarts compared to a lot of other kids, she was really strong and easy to pick up on lessons related to fighting, and would train in secret-ish with her papa. Her mom and dad knew about it, but was overall pretty against it. Her mom more so than her dad. But they were a happy family. Unfortunately, at some point, Laquaz, the town that they lived in, actually started to collapse under, and was physically, like, drowning. Laquaz and his people began to drown. And Nerissa and her grandpa was some of those people that drowned. 20 years later, Nerissa finds herself awake on the beach of Laquaz, but her town's nowhere to be found because it's now underwater. And her head, it's not doing too good. Even though she wasn't exactly the smartest before she had passed away, she was now incredibly disadvantaged. Being underwater for 20 years is not good for your mental health, believe it or not. Your brain does not like it, even after being revived. The only thing Nerissa had for herself was some bandages left around on the beach that were blooded and ruined and mainly fading away. They were basically practically falling off her own body. And a badge of Umberlee, the patron god of the sea that a lot of people had, they had followed in Luquaz because they were sailors. Bitch Queen, yep, I love the Bitch Queen so much. And if you don't know about the Bitch Queen, fun fact about her, she really likes, if drowned sailors ever die and somehow come back alive, it is actually wrote in D&D lore that Umberlee takes a very big interest in you and takes her as a protection. She actually takes you in as if you were like a child of hers. It's the only thing about the Bitch Queen that actually sounds really cute and nice. Because the rest of it is all about her, like, sinking ships and killing people for fun. But yeah, there's something about drowned spirits that she takes. Hi, Meta64, welcome to the stream. We're shiny on for Nickit, welcome. So yeah, no, Nerissa died 20 years ago and was revived. Still a 6-year-old. And that's where the campaign started. Zuch, my DM, was absolutely fantastic, and I had told him at the start that where Nerissa goes is all down to him, and we managed to make a beautiful story with Nerissa. I was really happy with the campaign and how it turned out with my character. So much so, I actually commissioned art by Kimmy Parfaits, the same artist that does my favorite art of my own persona, to draw Nerissa. It's not my wallpaper. It's fucking visually stunning, and it's the best piece I ever commissioned, and I don't say that, like, for no reason. I mean that it is really good. The second best being Plants Kids art of me and my partner. That's pretty up there, too. But this piece was just so insanely detailed. I will never get over how perfectly they managed to make Nerissa, especially since Nerissa was originally all designed by a pit crew. That was all I had. I had a pit crew and a couple mode bards, and Kimmy managed to pop off incredibly well, including symbolism into the piece and everything, and it's garbage. I'm getting sidetracked. Nerissa died, is the point that I'm getting to. We had found out that there was a necromancer that revived Nerissa in the campaign, called Psychor. And Psychor used to actually be very important to Laquaz. He was actually second in command, essentially. But he got a little bit deranged. He got a bit too much into his necrotic damage shit, and eventually did very illegal stuff to the stage he was in prison, then broke out of prison and revived Nerissa because he's a weirdo. And we finished off the whole well, not the campaign's not over, but Nerissa's character arc ended with us defeating Psychor. But by defeating Psychor, Nerissa no longer had any ability to live. She had died. And so she found herself with Umberlee, with her dad, and with her grandpa, all hanging out. Is that an aura? Hold on. Okay. Damn. Okay. Whenever we get aura Nickit's chippers, there's actually, like, an extremely high chance I get the shiny. Like, it's, I don't know the, God, I can't remember the exacts, but it is incredibly high right now. Aura, yeah. I speak funny. I speak the funny. But yeah, no, each time we see the yellow piss aura, as I call it, that's when the we actually have a chance. Like FF14. Oh, is that reference? Aha. My friend actually started getting into FF14 again. They had been into it previously, a little bit, but they've just recently, like, dived in very deeply, like, they're not coming back kind of deal. Stuck. So that's fun. I was gonna play with them, but my laptop isn't doing too hot. If you were here for last stream, you would understand. There's a patch end of the month. So that just happened. It is now the 2nd of March. It does not feel like March, though. Jesus Christ. I'm not ready for March. I don't know who's ready for March. I'm not ready for March. No, end of this month. Oh, okay. I thought we were just talking about every month they do a patch, and I'm like, that sounds about right, honestly. No, I'm not ready for March. I would like March to roll back, actually. Well, actually, no, I'm kind of ready. Mother's Day is near the end of this month, and I already have our Mother's Day gift already for my mom done. I'm hoping at some point to go out and see my gran as well before Mother's Day, just so we have it shouldn't ever be much for a bigger kind of batch. This got yeah, okay, that makes sense. When people say patch, I always assume it's the smaller things. Oh, we ran out. Oh no, I'm double kicking. But anyway, I want to see my gran, but we're starting the Saki-thon soon, and I realized I don't know how long that's gonna go for. There's no way to know because it's uncapped. So, yeah, I didn't have the foresight with that one. I will, if it somehow does get all the way to the point that we're still streaming on Mother's Day, which I highly doubt it, but it can happen. It needs to start with Honkai. What's happening with Honkai on March 7th? I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't paid attention to Honkai too much lately. I want to, but I just, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with the game right now. Oh, the character March 7th. Oh, that's right. I wonder if I'll do anything on March 7th then. Just because it's March's birthday. It's kind of a big deal. But yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. I was just looking, when's a good Friday to start? Fuck it, March 7th. Because Friday is when I'm home alone, so allow me to have the first starter streams at least be very long. And Thursdays, I'm probably gonna have to take days off. I don't want to take days off of subathons because I feel like it's very cheaty. However, on Thursdays, usually it's just me and my sister at home because my mom works from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I have to feed my sister and stuff. And I could just not do that because my sister can actually feed herself and will. However, I feel immensely bad when my younger sibling does that because she is still very young. It was one thing if she actually is a teenager, but she's just not quite there yet. So, yeah. I also will probably been ignoring my family quite a bit due to subathon, so I want to try and do my best. So, yeah. I mean, if you take rest days, streamers need rest too. Yeah, it's more just so, it's not like something I can get out of either. It's like a very important family thing and make sure that family is stable, etc, etc. I want to stream as much as I can though, because I don't want to ever cheat the subathon out. I mean, the original plan was to pause during D&D, but we might have a chance of me actually streaming my D&D instead. I'm talking about my DM, and we're gonna talk with the group about it. Stability is important. Yeah, I do agree with that. If I feel burnout, I'll add another day. 100%. I'm not gonna burn myself out, and I'm not gonna let a subathon do it either, specifically. However, I want to ensure that I don't actually cheat in the subathon, because I have a bad habit of cheating. I still owe you guys a 12-hour stream. It's partly why I'm thinking that if you guys, like, actually are struggling to keep up the timer, which I find unlucky. Look, so this is how I picture the subathon going. I've made the subathon likely that it should last at very least a week. I think that is a very good subathon time for my following. However, I also am quite aware that I have stubborn followers, who might, I say might, but there is a chance that they want to keep the timer at a silly number or just keep the timer, period. So I am very much aware that it could be just a week or it could be extremely longer, and there's no real in between. That is the streamer way after all. So I'm trying to be very keenly aware of when and when on is a good idea. D&D streams when? You just missed it. I just said that I might be live for my next D&D actually. I've been planning my own D&D campaign that I will be streaming. It just takes a lot to plan it. I thought D&D was a lot easier to plan out, especially when that I'm streaming. But no, cause I am streaming it, I feel like I have to do a lot more. Usually what I do for D&D is we don't actually have, it's the same with my current D&D group, but we don't actually have maps for combat. Mainly because I like to use my imagination and I like to describe the rooms that we're in and the like. So if you're in a dungeon, you get to I describe you what the dungeon is and you can do stuff within limits, okay? I'm so down for that. However, I realize that, that doesn't work well for streams, I don't think. I think those kind of D&D, though it's incredibly fun to me, wouldn't be very fun for a Twitch interactive stream. Well, interactive is the wrong word, but like, you get what I mean. You won't actually feel like you're a part of the adventure, you're not gonna actually, like, know what's going on for combat and stuff. And as such, I, for the most part, was thinking that I just don't bother with that shit. I'm gonna do maps, which maps are harder to make than I thought. I've done a couple maps, but I usually rip maps online. Cause my campaign is mainly homebrew, it's its own custom world, with its own custom lore, even got its own custom gods in play. I can't easily rip maps online. I have a couple, but I can't do it as much as I would love to do it. So that's what's taking so long with the stream D&D. But for the subathon, there is a chance I'm gonna talk to people about it because I want to ensure everyone is comfortable. Because the D&D we do is a very chill D&D time. But I usually do D&D sessions on Sunday, right now. With my other D&D session being a bit in the air. I also do D&D on a Saturday, but I do that, actually no, it's Pathfinder, but I also do that on a Saturday bi-weekly. I'll have to see if we're doing it this week, because we missed last session, because I'm a sleepy little guy. Whoops. And it was my second, it was about a quest related to me as a character, so we had to skip D&D, my fault. Pathfinder, fuck. Tabletop, Lamau, they're all the same. So I just roleplay and roll little dice and do some maths, man. But yeah, no, due to that, I would say that I might stream it, but unfortunately, I am so new to Pathfinder, I refuse. I'll definitely pause the timer for that, and do that without stream. I think that party would be fine if I did it live, I just don't feel like it. Especially when I'm learning something new. The idea of entertaining a stream at the same time is just not something that I want to do. Meanwhile, entertaining a stream while I do the other D&D campaign that I'm doing with my DM is much easier to do. We actually have a plan, for it. So we'll see. Well, you'll see later when I get a yes or no tonight. It's all about making people feel comfortable. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feel like I'm encroaching on our D&D sessions, because they are, as I said, very chill. Well, okay, maybe chill's the wrong word. This D&D session has nothing to do with the character Narissa that I was talking about, but is by the same DM. This is just gonna be we play Pokemon while I yap about D&D, I guess. But, this character is Sebastian Fairbarrow. He's a halfling. And he comes from a very rich family. He's a snotty brat at the end of the day. He's a teenager at 17 years old who left home to go look for a real, genuine vampire. As for his years of reading a bunch of history books, he found that the vampires are written very poorly. And actually, a lot of them are very negative. But in the area he lives in, there's not been a reported vampire. At least not for fucking ages, you know? And for as far as this continent is aware of Pessoa, none exist. They went extinct. No one's heard of them. They probably live somewhere else, and no one's exactly trying to find them. But Sebastian over here is a bit of a weirdo, and he wants to find them. Not because he wants to become a vampire. No, because he wants to interview them and rewrite history to prove that vampires really ain't that bad. And that, maybe we're just a little bit being mean in the storybooks, and we should have an open mind. Despite that, though, he is a snotty brat at the end of the day, and a massive dickhead. He has came from a family that is very rich, from the jewelry, professions. And not only that, his mom has pampered him dearly. He's been given everything he has asked for, and so when he asked to go on an adventure, his mom happily helped him go out on his little adventure, despite the fact knowing that this little baby boy was about to cause so much problems for everyone. The party that we're in are all prisoners except from Seb. I was supposed to be a prisoner, but I couldn't make it to first session, and it was like, I think the first session I have ever missed For Zooch, I'm pretty on time for my D&D. It's really rare that I miss Zooch's D&D. I even rare like in general. I love tabletops a lot. It's my favorite genre of games. I love role playing. If it's not obvious for the fact I Minecraft role play and shit, and tabletop is just the purest form of roleplay, and I fucking adore it. I have always adored D&D. I've just had trouble finding good D&D groups or time zones because I decide to have friends that are Australians, and try and D&D with them. It doesn't work, by the way. Fun fact. But, while doing, stuff with this, team of prisoners, Sebastian realizes he's bit up a bit more than he can chew, but can't necessarily leave anymore either, as he got threatened with prison sentence as well if he doesn't actually help out. So now he's basically stuck with the Motley crew now. Mainly because no one likes Sebastian, which is so fair. Sebastian's a twat at the end of the day. He is a rich, snobby twat. I don't blame the party not liking Sebastian. But when I created Sebastian, I didn't expect them to rub so many people the wrong way. But unfortunately, a lot of people, though they have committed crimes and ended up in a prison, they are still, like, I wouldn't say good people, just more like, they still ain't gonna deal with a 17-year-old bossy-ass kid. And the whole thing actually I like Sebastian, and I think he's a fun character, but the whole character doesn't fit with the current campaign that we have in terms of the characters that I'm with. I would say Sebastian doesn't fit as much as I would love him to. However, it does cause a lot of chaos and fun for the group, so I don't mind either. A lot of people have started fights with Sebastian. You know, the 17-year-old. One of them is a 12-year-old, so, you know, it's fine. We're just gonna have a kid fight at some point. But most of them are adults and have, like, just had enough of Sebastian's existence. And it's quite entertaining, honestly. I just said we're a Motley-ass crew in the first place anyway. We have, like, a warforge, a dwarf. There's an alcoholic, elf. We have a very normal dude, honestly. I'm really scared to find out what crimes one of our partners have made. He's just a normal elf, man. He's just hanging out. And I'm really scared when we find out about each other's crimes, because we barely know anything about each other. At least Seb doesn't know much about them. I don't know if the others know about why they're in jail or not. They keep a lot away from Seb. I know only why the 12-year-old is in jail, and because they're a homeless bum to Seb, I'm never nice to them, so, womp womp. No, I love Seb, though. Sebastian is just a fun character, and I do enjoy it. I just think that it wasn't fit for the party. But hindsight 2020, whatever. I'll make the next character better, if need be. If Seb dies. Maybe everyone else will die, and Seb will live. Who knows? You never know with D&D. It's anything. Anything can go wrong if you're not careful. Chances are I'm probably going to be executed in my sleep by one of the characters, though. I see that a high probability. But yeah, depending on how conversations go tonight, we might have a D&D stream. Very, very soon. That will be next week on the Sunday if the subathon keeps going. March 7th, 2 p.m. GMT, the subathon begins. So it'll be very chaotic. Fridays actually used to be another D&D session. That was where my second D&D session would happen, with where Narissa was from. But recently Zucha started working on Fridays because Lord knows that everyone hates D&D, and we must make sure that our DM is not free. So now we're just kind of catching in the middle of the week when possible. It's not ideal, but it's working out. I do like that campaign a lot. Oh god. Sorry, I need to take a big drink. My throat, I rap so much. How I love honey. Honey is just such a good thing for the throat, man. No auras, by the way. Absolutely none. This is horrific. We're gonna go for just the full, like, out of 3,000 at this rate. Not that I'm actually, like, worried of it. Well, I'm worried. This is gonna take a long hunt. I know that for a fact. But I don't mind the long grinds too much, actually. There's something about Pokemon shiny hunting that is almost... I don't know, it's really enjoyable to me. But I will say, oh, I cancelled my Spotify Premium. I did it. I cancelled it. I don't know how long, I was debating whether or not I go offline, so I have 30 days extra of premium on my mobile phone. But I didn't know if that still worked, so I didn't bother. But yeah, I canceled my premium. It's just too expensive nowadays to keep premium, man. I can't justify the spending of it. I wish I could, because I do like listening to music. But when I was looking at, I got student rate. Yeah, I don't have student rate. It's full price. I only recently found out that there's a slightly cheaper $9.99 one instead of $10.99 version that just doesn't have any of the audiobook access, which, seeing as I don't listen to audiobooks because I don't like them, that was never a problem. I would like if they advertised that more, but no, they just advertised the full $10.99 rate because they hate me. I just completely undid it though. I was gonna move down to maybe the $9.99 and then it'd be a little bit less, but I was like, is saving that £1 really worth it? Like, at the end of the day, wouldn't it be better if I just canceled all? Because I stopped using Spotify as much as I used to. You see, I usually fall asleep listening to music, but ever since Nintendo Music came out, I just made a Nintendo playlist for sleeping and have been using that instead. So, that has been my sleep playlist now. It's a mix of just all sorts of the Nintendo Music. Not that there's much on Nintendo Music right now, but the more that gets added, the bigger my sleep playlist will get, so... Truly a tragedy. For the most part, it's fine. It has stuff that I actually want, so... I'm not exactly upset. Though I am... The more I'm killing Nickits, I'm realizing... We have Floof. I'm wondering what I call my Nickit. I was gonna have, like, a theme, but I still don't know a theme for these either. I usually do food and shit as a theme, but I want to do something different for once. Food and plants is the two that I usually do. But I was thinking of another theme, and I couldn't think of another theme, so now I made Floof. And I'm realizing this Nickit is gonna need a name once we find him. Or her. But I don't know what I want to nickname it yet. I do really like it, though. Nickit and Feeble's shiny is very pretty. And I'm very excited when I get to see it. Speaking of which, I did make sure I have enough Pokeballs, right? I'm not going, like, insane, because I'm gonna have to one-catch this. I know it's a very... Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I have a few. If anything, I might see if I can try and catch it in a Premier Ball. I did not know that I had that many. I was unaware. I'm gonna go heal my Pokemon real quick. The long journey of shiny hunting. God, I could jump scare the Pokemon community real quick by just entering a door real quick. It's kind of crazy. We chat so hard in Sword and Shield, but it's the last time that we get to enter random people's houses. What a wild statement to be said. I don't count Brilliant Diamond and Pearl, by the way, as a generation. They're just remakes. But yeah, no, I'm gonna miss being able to walk in buildings. The Pokemon CEA trailer did look very, very good though. I'm slightly disappointed in the backgrounds more than anything else, but nothing crazy. I think it looks alright. I do think it's crazy how many people want to defend the looks though. Or like say like, oh, like, it's better than Scarlet and Violet though. Yeah, if we compare trash to it, then yeah, of course it's gonna be better. Like, goddamn, are we just really lowering the stakes there? I just think aesthetically wise, France is a very beautiful city. And it should be a little bit better for what is one of the biggest games going. I know the Nintendo isn't graphically, like, impressive for the most part, but if, goddamn, we saw Tears of the Kingdom, we've seen what the Switch is able to do. I would say Let's Go is pretty good looking, all things considered. I know people don't like the style, and that's fine, but overall, I think it looks alright. But yeah, I don't know. The models though do look much more crisper. They do look much better in that sense, and I'm so glad, man. The models being like, sorry, I'm fucking falling in my seat. The models being so shit, has been a problem. So seeing them a lot more higher quality and not as tall feeling is out there and just not fitting in places is really nice. There wasn't enough on the trailer for me to really decide if the game looks good though, in terms of, we have no clue if it runs good for one, but more so in the sense of the trailer obviously did not focus on Pokemon battles because it's a Legends game. The battle system is completely different. Part of the fun is going to be exploring that difference and not actually, like, utilizing it. It does look like, though, luckily, the battles are happening live like they do in Legends. Arceus, where you are is the battlefield. There isn't exactly, like, a set, like, oh, we're in a battle animation like this where we run into stuff and run out and stuff. Sorry, a little bit more music on. But, I don't know. I feel like people are very quick to say that the game looks good because they're comparing it to Scarlet and Violet. And I think that's very wrong, all things considered. Scarlet and Violet is a horrible game to look at and is not the game we should be comparing it. We should be comparing it to other games, but people are too terrified to compare it to Sword and Shield because they think Sword and Shield is old. God forbid. But I do think when you compare it to Sword and Shield, they're about the same. And the only thing setting them apart is supposedly trees to people, so here we are. But I'll still say it, the bushes and trees do not look good. I think Game Freak just have a weakness to them. Like, I mean that genuinely, like, I think they just struggle with making foliage in 3D spaces look alright. I'm not meaning that as an insult, I mean that as a genuine insight of looking at their foliage in 3D spaces. A lot of them do not look good. Their 2D was fine. Their 3D is looking very horrible. But it's whatever. Again, it's not that deep. It's just more that I think it's fair to criticize the fact that the game doesn't look good. And we're probably going to be spending, what, like $70 on it? So why not criticize it? Let's be honest. $70 and probably DLC if Nintendo gets their ways sometimes. Probably not for Legends, to be fair, but still. I am happy as well that Legends is taking their time. By no means am I shitting Pokemon for that. I think Game Freak needs to fucking learn what taking breaks is. We were talking about it in a call, actually, how crazy it is that Zelda, being from Nintendo, is able to say, hey, by the way, we're gonna take a little bit longer for this product, and they stop. Which really says to me, at least, from an outsider, that it's probably not Nintendo enforcing these date lines, it is probably Game Freak. So, they're at their own fault for that one. I see a lot of people blaming Nintendo, but, I mean, there is plenty of Nintendo games that, delay themselves and are fine. And I think Zelda is the most comparable, seeing as a lot of games are obviously got a lot smaller of an audience, but Zelda has a pretty wild and big audience that has only grown since Breath of the Wild, which the only way they got Breath of the Wild out at the state it was taking it slow and delaying it. With Tears of the Kingdom also delaying itself by an extra year as well than in the intended date. So I definitely think delays can be productive and very good. And God, when we went down the rabbit hole of talking about it, we were so shocked to find that I would say Sun and Moon is the real, like, teller of when Game Freak stopped caring about the time they were working on things and looking at just how can we get this out quickly. And lo and behold, in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, a new director actually overtook. Now, could it just be the director's fault? Yeah. Could it not be just the director's fault? Yeah. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But that was crazy to find out and read into, because my mouth was a gasp over that information. I was like, holy shit, bro. I can't believe that. But yeah, no, I want the next game to be good. The reason behind it, by the way, that I'm so desperate for the next game to be good, is that I don't think people realize how embarrassing it is to be a Pokemon fan right now. Trying to introduce Pokemon to people right now is just god-awful, and it's my favorite game series. I want to tell people I like this game series, but people just look at Scarlet and Violet and go, yeah, this is your favorite game series? And I'm like, yeah, please ignore this one. The other ones, at least, though aren't great, they have redeeming qualities, and I love them still. I don't like this one, though. That's how I treat Scarlet and Violet, man. I like Swish, and I have liked Swish since day one. Not that I've been like a Swish apologist. There is problems with Swish. God, the storyline is so horrible. I can't understand why we went to the UK and then talked about global warming. Like, go fuck yourself, man. That was the least interesting story I've ever had. And not only that, it just made, like, 0 sense. Especially considering, again, it's the UK. I know they've done research. There is parts of this region that I'll never get over with for solely existing. Is the storytelling's team darkest day? You're so real. No, but like, there is parts in this game that are so accurate. There is, a Pokeball. A bronze Pokeball statue somewhere. And if you go interact with it, it says that people rub it for good luck. It looks like a lot of it is wearing away. And if you don't know, in Scotland, we have a bronze statue of a dog. That dog, there is a myth about rubbing its nose will give you good luck and your dreams will come true. It is solely false, and I don't mean that to crush people's myths. I mean that as in, it is damaging the statue. A lot of our taxes, a lot of our money in Scotland actually goes to fixing that poor dog's nose, because tourists have a habit of rubbing the nose. And the more that they rub it, eventually it starts to chip away and hurt. And as such, we have to fix it. It's a very important statue to Scotland. It tells a very important story about man and dog, and how dog and man are there for each other through everything. Pokemon has essentially that statue, and even tell the story about it, like, ruining itself a little bit, you know? And despite that, they decided that the UK, probably one of the most advanced in terms of avoiding global warming, should be the set for the story related to global warming. And I cannot get over that. Not only that, the story just blows overall, but like, there's so much cool stuff in the UK. There, you could have had that, like, two countries were warring against each other for years in the past, against two Pokemon, the Sword and Shield, and there's people trying to unite the war again, thinking that's how it should be. It doesn't even have to be two villain groups, just one villain group trying to, like, speak in the shadows about it. Trying to start that war again. And you, the trainer, end up bringing and uniting the two people that were close to calling the wars, like maybe presidents or some shit, right? That would go so much harder and be well more fitting for the UK. It would tell in a very real story. You could even have a very mini bit where there were people that were like, I'm not even part of these two warring, like, places. I'm just in the middle of it all, which just really represents the Welsh and the Irish. Between Scotland and England, man. But yeah, no, I don't know. They didn't bother, and it frustrates me. We're going to move real quick into a little ad break, just so then we don't have to suffer ads in the middle. Especially for shiny hunting, I feel like if I get it while ads are playing, I will cry. So let me run just 3 minutes of ads. I'm very sorry that you have to suffer the ads. For those who are staying with me, welcome to staying with my Yapathon. Welcome, welcome. But otherwise, goodbye, dear compatriots that are taken from the ads. We salute you. But yeah, no, today I am drinking a vanilla cookie dough, coffee. That is my drink of choice, and I hope everyone else is taking, precautions to hydrate themselves. Cause man, I forget. I forget so often to drink. I don't know if it's my autism or suspected ADHD or what. I don't drink enough, man. I'm so bad for it. Yummy. Yeah, I don't want to get a Nickit while ads are playing, so I'm gonna try and control ads a lot better for this shiny stream. That way, if we lose anyone to ads and stuff, they are not gonna miss us actually getting the shiny. Because I would actually be extremely upset if we miss it. Or it gets eaten up or swallowed by ads and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful than usual there. As a reminder as well, we do have $fish as well, so you can fish up. If you're still here and able to hear me, you can fish alongside while I shiny hunt. Maybe you can try and fish up a legendary while I try to get my shiny. Way better odds for you to get that than anything else. So always nice. I did add a couple custom content actually into the fishing, which is going to be very fun once people start finding it. We'll see. We'll see when that happens. It'll probably take a while as I make them quite weighted rare. So. It's been one of those days for me, chat. I didn't mean to, but I said earlier, I managed to stay up, and I didn't mean to at all, but I'm so, like, I'm in that weird state where I'm so wide awake from being not asleep in ages, but also starting to slowly go lucid. But it's fine. I've done this a few times. Oh my god, Oreo. I've never seen my mic peak like that before. Jesus Christ, dog. Give me just a second for her. Yeah, I know. No, stop it, Oreo. Stop it. Stop that. I know, there's people outside. I know. Come here. Come here. I know. There's people outside. See? There you go. There's people outside. That's all that's going on. They're just outside. Yeah, I get it. Okay, right. Okay, you don't like people. I get that. Okay, but we need to behave. They're just no. Stop it. Stop. Oreo. Oreo. Stop it. Behave. Be a good girl. No more barking. No. No more barking. No. 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 No more. Audio, stop it. No more. No. What part of no do you not get, Audio? Stop it. I won't give you a treat then. You've been bad. No treats. Go lie down. Wait, Oreo? No, Oreo. As in, like, the biscuit. My little sister named the dog. She is black with a white tummy. So my little sister thought she was like an Oreo biscuit. Because they have the cream. I meant to mute myself for that horrible ideal, by the way. I did not mean for you all to hear me fucking lecture my dog to behave. I may have not clicked my mic. So sorry about that. She is just an Angie girl. Angie. She likes protecting her house a little bit too much, but she mainly gets upset when people have cars near the house. So sometimes showing her that it's just people walking about, she calms down. Or I guess her fighting instinct comes in and she starts moaning about it. But yeah, she's an Angie dog. She really likes protecting the home. And despite being such a tiny little dog, she is like totally tiny. But yeah, welcome back for the people who were caught in the apocalypse. I'm so glad you survived. Welcome back. Back to shiny hunting Nickit, I say. I didn't want to do it when you guys were away, because obviously that's just not right, in case we get it. Or very unlikely we get it. I would be shocked if this entire stream is just me yapping for hours on end and we get nothing, but hey, that's the fun of shiny hunting. It's a gamble. It could happen at any moment. That's the fun of it. God, maybe I do just have a gamble addiction. I'm really thinking about it now. Like, I'm thinking about it now. I'm really starting to think maybe that is actually a problem I suffer. Holy shit. Maybe it's not just the caffeine. But yeah, on March 7th, 2 p.m. GMT, we're having a subathon to try and raise money for me to keep existing as a little guy in these harsh reality worlds. A lot of the money actually is probably gonna go back to Oreo as well, actually, because Oreo there is a little sickly dog. She actually suffers for a lot. So I bet that money will also go to her, whether I like it or not. No shit. She's lying back in bed and just giving me that one-eye stare of like, I hear what you're saying. Stop it. She's just a little guy. A little guy in a big world. But yeah, the summer fun's mainly gonna go pay my bills and shit like that. But I thought it's more fun. Summer funds are so much fun to do. They said. Someone said. I don't know who said that. I just know that I definitely wanted to do one this year. 100%. So I'm very excited to do one. We'll see how long it lasts, how much suffering will go into it. There's more to be announced with it, the subathon as well. Obviously, I just announced the goal list, and that's it. I am excited, though. The goal list is pretty fun. It is slightly vague, and I'll go over it more on the day, because I feel bad for how vague it is, but I wanted to make sure it fit. And the template that I made it, which, by the way, I made everything but the art by myself. Obviously some of it is images and stuff that I've used, like stock images and stuff and colored over and shit like that, but everything was royalty-free shit that I found online, and I made the whole graphic by myself, with the only exception being that little piece of art that was by Kimi Parfaits, my beloved. Amazing artwork for really good prices. I would really recommend, if you have free change, to go onto VGen and type up Kimi Parfaits and have a peruse. But no, like, I will never. I'm shocked how well it looks, I will say. I think I did a pretty good job overall at making a good graphic for the subathon. Which I'm dubbing the Saki-thon, just because I can. And I'm hoping that we're gonna have, more in the future. But we'll see how it goes first. Maybe this will kill me inside, who knows. But yeah, March 7th, 2 p.m. GMT. And the first goal of 5 subs giving me, giving you the chance of setting up a 10-hour stream is the most horrifying thing I've probably ever given anyone the capability of doing. I am probably not intending to do that very often again. I don't know why I thought that was a good option. I just did. I thought that was a very smart option on my part. I don't know why. I just thought, you know what, for 5 subs, fuck it, we ball. So, there we are. And I need to stop drinking the extra bits of air. Oh, Archipelago actually also is a hated device. I will probably be doing Archipelago after I nap. After the stream. Archipelago, has been a thing taking over my brain. But mainly, a lot of people were Archipelagoing Hollow Knight in our current Archipelago session. And it's just made me watch Scurry again. They're a very talented, speedrunner. That does a lot of randomizer content of Hollow Knight, and I saw one of their VODs on my For You page again on YouTube, and I watched it. And if you don't know, a lot of those take hours to do, like very, very long. But I was enthralled for the whole thing, and I realized it means that I'm probably gonna edit and go down that rabbit hole again, where I just watch a shit ton. And I mean a shit ton of scurry randomizers again. And bingos and other junk. I don't even... It's so funny. I don't like Hollow Knight. I hate the game. I like playing it. But watching the game, absolute peak phenomenal. Best thing ever. But I hate playing it. I really, really hate playing it. I think it's so bad. Mainly, I think the map is badly designed, and I think the overall gameplay is not very, friendly. And I know that it's a Metrovania, so it's not supposed to be the most friendly game by any means, but I don't know. It is not something that I fully enjoy. I find it, really boring. There's a lot of times where I get very frustrated. I don't know, I really wish I liked it, because it wasn't even the bosses that got me. Well, the bosses did get me frustrated, but the bosses were never the reason that I would ever feel quit. Because as soon as you defeat them, holy shit, does it feel amazing. Just like any roguelike I've ever played, the adrenaline and the enjoyment of being able to complete a boss you have struggled on time and time again, and then finally getting that moment where you learn actually how to go against them and beat them up. Man, it is so thrilling. But, no, there was just certain parkour parts and stuff in the Hollow Knight that just really upset me, and there was a point where eventually I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't play this game. This game is no longer fun to me, it is just causing me great anguish. So yeah. I'm also shockingly getting quite a few of my, quite a few of Stardew, my Stardew, achievements when doing Archipelago. Namely because I completed the whole game on my Switch, so I never got any, achievements or anything like that. I'm probably gonna start another Switch game, just for chillness. But my PC has always been, very aggressively modded games. To the stage that I think I modded it so far that Steam achievements weren't enabled. Or that they no longer were able to recognize some of the things I was doing. So, yeah. Like, I mean, technically the Steam thinks I've never completed the community center, like, ever. And I'm just casually doing a randomized one for, Archipelago. But I need to lock in, because I have not done that many checks. I am lacking. And part of that is because, kind of funny, I deleted my tools. I haven't talked about it in the Discord yet in Archipelago, but basically, I required the shipping bin, and the shipping bin just spawns. I didn't know that. I thought I got the recipe to craft the shipping bin. I didn't know the shipping bin just fucking spawns in. Not only that, I thought I had put my chest a block above where the shipping bin normally is anyway. It wasn't. It was the exact location, and it swallowed 2 chests. One of those chests was the chest that held all of my tools. And the second chest was all of my artifacts, which if you played Stardew, you know that artifacts are a bitch to get again. They kind of just, like, appear whenever the fuck they want. So, them being gone is a bit of a problem. Your tools being gone is an even bigger problem in Archipelago, because I don't know how to get them back. You're not supposed to really be able to get rid of them. They're not really an item that you're supposed to be able to delete. So yeah, I'm not too sure, and I might have to cheat in some progressive items for me, just so I can make them respawn in my inventory. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna maybe have to release my game. But I want to be in call with Daniel before I do it, because Daniel will have to release my game. No way to remake them? Nope. Not even in the base game, because you're not supposed to be able to get rid of them. It's pretty hard to get rid of them. I mean, you don't normally have an item spawn right in your chest. So, not on Archipelago anyway. They might be a way to remake them off Archipelago. But with Archipelago, it is 100% impossible, because anything that is actually upgradable or, like, creating items, that shit doesn't exist anymore. Those are checks instead. So, yeah, I might have fucked myself over. I was gonna go in and call Daniel, though, once I was free, to try and see a couple things, see if we can fix it. If not, we release my game, and I'm gonna be really upset with myself, and I'm gonna advise that no one does it ever again in their life, because that was the worst mistake I think I've ever potentially made in my life. But here we are. I learned for everyone that you should not put any items, any chests near where your shipping bin could possibly be, as it might get consumed, completely obliterated out. But yeah, I do think because of, actually, do you know what? I might be able to give me it. I might be able to recover it. I just realized I've started you a hack. Because of bigger backpacks, it is a required mod to be able to play with it. I might be able to, if worse, hack them in. But I don't know how much that'll break Archipelago, because that is bad, you know? And I also don't know exactly where all my tools were at. So, you know, it's also if I add them in too early, what happens there, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna have to be really careful. Like, really careful, because I could still break the game, but I never fucked the game up. Krim! Hi, Krimrose, how are you? It's been a long time speaking. I've been so busy, Krim. It's been so unnecessarily busy in my life. We're trying to just shiny hunt a Nickit right now. I hope you've been doing well. I've been doing great. I've been playing a lot of Archipelago and Stardew, so I'm in that Stardew mood lately, and I've been planning a lot for the Saki farm. Otherwise, just a lot of stress in my life, unfortunately. Been very busy, just a lot of stuff going on. Just a lot of planning. My little dog isn't doing very well. But we're moving on, and we're making up plans on fixing things, and that's all that matters, yeah? I'm glad you're well, though. If you don't know Krim, by the way, Krim is a very good friend of mine. They are a non-binary streamer as well, and they're also very active on the Willow SMP, which I'm hoping to be active again very soon on chat. I'm just trying to make sure that I come back at a good time. And also have a good enough excuse of why Cherry just went fucking missing for months on end. It was alright for just December and January, but now we're talking about February and some of March now that I've been gone, which is a very long time, way longer than I intended to have a break on Willow. But that was my own fault there. And there's also new members on Willow as well, so it makes it a bit harder in some places. Cobblemon is so addictive. We've been playing 1.6 Cobblemon actually. I played a bit on the channel as well. My friends and I have a server that we've been playing, and it's been very, very fun. Actually, last stream, a week ago, we were playing 1.6 Cobblemon, and with the Trial Chambers, they had never experienced the Trial Chambers at all. Like, ever. So we got to have a fun while I'd sent one of my friends down the Trial Chambers with me, because I plan on trying the whole place for copper. But I thought it'd be fun to run through it like a normal way with them first, just so they could experience it and go for it. And it was very, very fun. I forgot how much fun it is to play Minecraft with people who do not play Minecraft on a daily basis. It is so much fun, man. It is genuinely so much fun. Also, Shawnee, if you DM me, I'll DM you after stream, and we can try and start during the Saki farm. A day that might work for us to do our Emerald race. RNG made a server? Ooh, that's such a fun group, I'm sure. RNG is such a cool person, man. Yes, yes. I still have the scene for it, by the way. Hold on. I still have this scene for it. It's just me, RNG, Halo, and Alien Dash right now. That's a cute small server. But yeah, I still have a scene for it. So I have everything saved. I will be just as clueless about the seed as you are. So that'll be very interesting going back into it after so long. But yeah, DM me, and then once I'm off stream, I'll remember to DM you afterwards about it. Well, I remember right now. I found that cozy small groups for Couplemon are honestly the peakest it can be. The group that we have for our Cobblemon is probably around 4 active players with the possibility of it going up to 10, but for the most part, yeah. The only thing I remember is I was on the verge of a breakthrough that would give me a ton of progress, but I can't remember. Yeah, I think you were, like, waiting for one more item and then you could make a big breakthrough. And I'm basically on a breakthrough that's going to very quickly end because I haven't found where all the gems are, if I remember correctly. But it was so I could be completely wrong in thinking about a different scene entirely. That's the fun part. Yeah, we were stuck for ages. We never made progress for a very, very long time. I think it was longer than an hour. I'm gonna be honest with you, Shani. I think we streamed for like 3 hours. The seed was very mean. We couldn't find the first gem. I know that much. I know that I know it. Oh, I was specifically stuck in a loop, frantically finding a way out. Ah, so I did not know that bad. You were not telling me that. You told me you were stuck at one point, but I was like, yeah, me too, bud. I never knew it was that bad. We were like not being competitive, but we were definitely keeping some secrets between each other, so then we would not get locked on to where people were at. Though it was very clear that both of us had never finished found first gym, so that was the fun part. Then I did, and I ruined everything for everyone. Very fun times. I love Warp Randos though. Warp Randos and Emerald is just so much fun. I'm so down to try one. I was talking about at some point with Snowy, another one of my Pokemon friends, that I should do a big Warp Rando with a bunch of friends. But we're all on the same map. We're all using the same seed, basically. And we're trying to work together for us all to complete the Elite Four. So I was thinking like 3 people, 4 people, maybe max. Just all on a map. But I would like to see if we could do one that's bigger. The problem is so far we have found that a lot of the bigger ones are either really unstable or being taken down, unfortunately. So it's very hard to find them. We're looking for the one with the like most amount of checks and shit. And still having a map. That's another thing. The hardest bit is the map. But yeah. That was the plan. I think it'd be really fun, even if it's not a stream, just something to do, because I think it's just really fun. I love Warp Randos. I've been loving a lot of randomizers. Archipelago really helped me get into randomizers again as well. We have a lot of events for the Sakiphon, one of them being an Archipelago event as well, but I can't say much more. I need to not leak everything. I'm gonna make another, like, announcement related to more information about what's happening inside the Sakiphon and some other things that will go down in the Sakiphon, including how much a sub is gonna like increase my timer and stuff like that real quick. But yeah, I need more. I have struggled to put shit onto timer into shit. But yeah. We'll figure it out. We do have an interest. I just said I have an interesting concept for D&D or DM and that. Good news, I've not lost the files, they still exist. That's all we need. I'm pretty sure I still have the files because I keep them all in one folder. And I transferred them over to my second drive instead of my external drive, so they won't get corrupted anymore. Because I was having problems with my files being corrupted with having external drives. Do not use external drives for files that you actually want to keep and not get corrupted. It is not a smart play. Especially external drives that fall out all the time, or just decide to disconnect themselves for funnies. It's not a smart idea. It's been so good since I got my big drive. My external drives are mostly for game installs I can get back. Yeah, that's fine. My external drive used to just be for, the idea was that it was supposed to just store a couple images here and there. That was about it. The terabyte being that maybe I can store a couple videos as well if, like, I was struggling for room. And then it a bit quickly became somewhere that I put games on. However, the problem with that was the external drive was never made for anything really having conversations with my computer. It was an external drive made with the idea of just having photos and stuff backed onto it. It was a storage drive. It was not really anything more. It was a HDD external, and it was also just, as I said, it just wasn't made for anything but a couple photos being on it, really. So it really struggled to run a lot of games, and that caused a lot of problems. But yeah. Oh god, the sleepiness is really kicking in. That's not good. It's not nap time yet. Not yet. I still got a bit before it's nap time. God, Miku music just goes harder than anything else in this world. I will never replace any music from Miku. Miku, my beloved. I'm actually shocked how much my dog is actually behaving, because, like, for a while she was not. She was very needy for my attention, but it seems like she has actually calmed down. After a yap session, she seems to have realized that it's time for eeping, actually. She usually is an eeper. If I, like, went into bed right now, she would sleep with me instantaneously. She's one of those dogs that if I go lie down, she'll lie down with me. Very cute little dog. It's very, like, adorable. If I'm, like, very excitable, that's when she gets hyped up as well. She just copies me a lot. She copies any of us, though. It's not like she's just my dog and copies me, no. She copies the entire household. That's how we know she loves the entire household and is quite positively, like, okay with us and stuff like that, so. Which is good. Oh, one of the things I will say for the Saki-Fan, one of the things that you can do is, if we get enough subscribers, I will do a cover of Sojo Rei, which is a Miku song. No, I'm still indecisive if that's going to be in Japanese or in English. Probably in English. I don't know Japanese whatsoever, but I have sung it a lot in Japanese. The reason I'm kind of against singing it in Japanese is I don't know how good my actual, like, if I'm saying it correctly, and I feel like I don't want to fuck it up that badly. I can barely speak English as is, so. But yeah, I may have to cover Shoujo Rei if we get enough subscribers too. Always scary time. Alright, come on, give me a Nickit. You know you want to give me a Nickit. Yay! Alright, we're gonna hit 1,200 very soon. Let's see if we get any shinies. I very doubt it. I think this, as I said, this Nickit is gonna torture me on purpose. Like, it generally is going to torture me. And it's gonna ensure that I suffer for my sins for getting a Wooloo in 6 tries. I wonder if I still have that clip somewhere. I should have it still in my, my videos. Let me go check, actually, because I want to find out the exact number that I got it in. I want to say that I'm saying 6, and I'm pretty confident that it probably is 6, but now I'm like, now I want to see if it is 6, you know? Hold on. Videos. I would show my screen, but I have a lot of illegal items on my screen as well. I have, like, videos that I probably should delete, but I haven't, Because I'm that guy. I just refuse to delete things. And so I just have like a bunch of clips that are either really old or just stuff that I shouldn't have in any means. Oh, it's totally this one. Alright, let me see. Yeah, I was right. 5 encounters here. Hold on. Hold on. Illegal? Yeah, I may have some like illegal items on my computer. Don't worry about it. Oh my god, it's me. I'm a React Andy to my own streams. Hold on. Let me make sure this audio gets picked up as well. Give me a second. I want you to hear just a pure, like, insanely, oh my god, I did it shit, for this. I don't know how light this is gonna be, so. Hello, shiny random blip. Thanks for the revive.
Why a Wooloo, may I ask?
I'm gonna get one on every route, so Wooloo, first route. So I'm still setting up the auto counter and stuff. I'm confident I've set it up now. I mean, I have Scarvet, fucking Rookie D, Nickit, or... Nah! I don't need an auto counter! What the fuck is that about? What the fuck?
Oh my
Brother,
god.
there ain't no way I set up an auto counter for that shit. Why did I even bother?
Is it control C to clips? No. How do you...
Yeah. 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 The pause before the reaction? Yeah, because I was like, there's no way. This is a lie. This is a lie in front of my screen. I genuinely was so baffled. I could not get over the fact that I actually was getting the shiny. To me, that was just illegal. Everything about that interaction was illegal to me. I was so just... I was in shock. I think I'm gonna listen to the actual rock music for a little bit, actually. It's been a hot minute. Wow, the fucking audio difference of how quiet this is to this is kind of crazy. Alright. It got louder as soon as I got out the menu. I fucking hate Pokemon. But yeah, no, the difference was crazy. I'll tell you that. I couldn't get over it. Like, I genuinely, like, was flabbergasted that I got it within 6. I've never gotten a shiny that low before. Never, 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 never. Unless we count the one random encounter shiny that I have gotten, which was a Bellsprout in Let's Go. I was doing a Nuzlocke on Let's Go. Wasn't very good. We didn't set up really good rules for it, and it flopped. But we had a Nuzlocke, and one of my encounters was a shiny Bellsprout. It was an experience. Very, very funny. I mean, my record is about 26 to 27 on hatching a Houndoom on X. Yeah, like, I think my lowest before that was around 300 odd. I've not had great luck shiny hunting. I mean, I would say 300 is pretty lucky, but like, nothing crazy like I think other people have gotten before. This Wooloo is my lucky child. This is my lucky child. Realistically, you could argue it was actually one since I changed the parents in the daycare. That's crazy. I just couldn't get over it. Like, genuinely flabbergasting news to find that I had a Wooloo within 6 tries. So yeah. I eventually sorted out the counter as it is sorted now. And it was so good. I did find out though that other people can't clip your Discord, which is really annoying. The black sheep of the family came home. Yeah, and now it's evolved into a dub world because we've been here for so long. And it has really good friendship with me because we annihilated so many Nickits. So, you know, he's went from level 6 to 27, so he's been here for a while. He's a big boy now, yes, big boy indeed. My little Nickit, my little floof. My Nickit are gonna like annihilate the world. I'm gonna have to run in this Rickety. It's an Aura Pokemon. I need to find out. Okay. I have like mixed feelings if I do get a shiny Rickety, by the way, at any point. I wouldn't be upset about it, but I also am not a fan of Carbonite. I think it's an okay Pokemon. It's not shiny. I just don't like the fill design overall. So I will be a little bit sad in that sense. And there's 1,200 Nickits that we have encountered, by the way. Absolutely none being shiny. This is tragedy. Still under odds, though. Because I have barely found any fucking Aura Pokemon, so... I mean, we've only encountered one single Aura Pokemon so much. Carva is one of the Pokemon I built semi-competitively in the Swish era. That's fair. I think Carva is cool in some places. I just don't think his design is for me. Unfortunately. It just doesn't stick out to me as a very interesting Pokemon for me. I was very obsessed with some Swish Pokemon. I think they did a very good job. I like them. It's an interesting mod. His build wanted me to have 4 different EV stats too. Cool spread. Interesting. This floof doesn't have any EV spreads whatsoever. He's been defeating Nickits for so long that all his EV spreads have went to slowly Nickit. I believe that went into just his, it went into something stupid. I know that, because when I was, like, looking at it, I was like, why does Nickit give me that item? I think it's just special defense. I think it was special defense. Something stupid like that, where I was just like, why the fuck does Nickit give you that? But yeah. He's gonna be a big, bulky boy. And depending on what I decide to hunt next, Nickit will have that in a stat too, surely. Because I probably won't just keep focusing on just leveling up the dub wool, because he's gonna be a big boy. He's gonna probably be in these level 30s by the end of this, so. Would like to give the Nickit some chance to actually grow hard and strong. So I'll probably switch train for a little bit just to let it have some time. We'll see though when I get it. It's probably gonna be a level 7 if I get it off an Aura. I think that's the highest the level can be in this route. But otherwise, yeah. I mean, it all depends. Maybe I won't get it from an Aura and it'll just be a standard, random, non-shiny charm Pokemon that I get. Who knows? I would like it to be from my Aura, because it means that I don't have to play with, the 1 in 3,000 odds. And instead, I only have to play in the 1 in, like, I think 400 odds, that it will have. I don't know, it's kind of funny. I'm, like, thinking about it. I did originally, by the way, want to hunt Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon is by far one of my favorite regional farms. I love Galar Zigzagoon. However, I hate his evolution. Zangoose is horrific. I hate him. He's ugly. And I don't think he looks good in that shiny farm either. I think Zigzagoon looks great. Zangoose does not. At least in my professional opinion. Alright, this Rookidee is not a problem. Also, you'll notice that I'm not knocking at the Rookidee. That is on purpose. I don't want to actually create a chain in quotation marks with the Rookidee. I don't actually want the Rookidee to get higher chances. I want to keep that to the Nickit. Because again, that is what I'm hunting for in the first place. But I have to run into the Auras because they have such a high chance of possibly being shiny. I mean, I can't just put it. What's his name? Obstagoon? That's it. Yeah. I fucking hate him. I mean, he's so ugly, and I think he ruins everything. I don't understand why we couldn't have Lanu. Just Lanu. Lanu was fine. I like him. He's a little guy. He's just a dude. Were they upset that it was gonna steal, like, Ferret's fucking grooves? No one can steal Ferret's grooves. You're all good, bro. He could have shared the spotlight with Ferret. But no, we had to get rid of that. But yeah, no. Galar's Zigzagoon is really cool. I do like it shiny. If you haven't seen it shiny, it's like a pinkish red. It's really nice. But, man, I don't like his evolution at all. I think his evolution does look very ugly. Hey, more! We're on a chain again. Yeah, these chains happen actually pretty nice. Again, I just love Nickit. Everything about it, design-wise, is so perfect. With the little face looking like a thieves mask, the little tiny little boots that you would see in like a fantasy character thieves. I love it so much. And the auburn colors as well for the fox is just so pretty. And again, this shiny being a gray fox is magical. Oh, Scorvette. It is magical in my opinion. Very pretty. It's very much up there. And as I said, I will never get over the name Nickit. Nickit was the most perfect name ever. If you don't get it, which I won't be shocked. Nickit is slang in the UK. I don't know if it's a Scottish slang, but I know it's slang for sure. Nickit means to steal something, and that's all it is. And I'm so happy to use that as its first evolution name. Thievul is a little bit less of a cool name, but it still has that pun to it too. Thief and evil. But man, Nickit's just perfect. It's just on the dot. It's a visually stunning Pokemon, and I hate that people don't think it's a good Pokemon, because that's cringe, and you have no aura, and I have no aura Pokemon either, but that's not what's important here, because I'm gonna have a shiny by the end of it, so. There's my tangent of the week that you wanted. I'm sure you missed me. This is why you wanted me back, right, chat? This is what you wanted. Nickit/Weevil are cool, but they aren't my favorites. I'm not saying they're my favorites, I just think they're really cool, and they're therefore like a top Gala Pokemon in general. I think Gala's Pokemon, a lot of them are very good, but also very weak as well in terms of just being a Gala region Pokemon. I think there's some really cool Pokemon that make really good British references, but a lot of them are overall weak, but they're nothing compared to Scarlet and Violet, to be fair, in terms of weakness. Holy shit. Scarlet and Violet has probably been my least favorite Pokemon set. There's only a couple favorites out of them all. And even at that, I would say that we're really cutting it in terms of favorites anyway. I wouldn't be upset if the Scarlet and Violet region just disappeared one night, and it was all just some weird dream that we all had as a community, and it just never actually existed. I do like how Swish Darters are a drummer, footballer, and James Bond. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like they inhabit the UK far more. The footballer, especially in James Bond, is such a sick idea in terms of behaving it. We have plenty of fucking drummers, that's for sure. But rock bands in general are a very Scottish and common thing in the UK, I would say. There's a lot of indie rock bands in the UK. So I think it's fun. I feel like Swish was still made with a little bit of love. I don't think they was great. In some places, oh, it's an aura Pokemon, I have to. One of these days, this is gonna be a shiny, and I'm gonna be like, in a mixed feeling of like, love and despair. I could make a competitive Riobloom and call it Prime. I know he's a guitarist, but still. I think I would hate that, actually. I hear the Rivalum is actually kind of competitive. I like them. No, that's not the problem. It's more just Rivalum. I forget that Rivalum is actually a competitive Pokemon. I'm just so used to seeing a Cineroar everywhere that I kind of forget that other starters actually do have the ability of being competitive, you know? I think it's funny to use the name of the wrong artist to annoy people. See, that's the reason why so many people crazy with small little things like that. You get them all uptight about something that doesn't actually matter in the long run. It's so much fun. Nickit! I also do think the Swish soundtrack is stronger than Scarlet and Violet. I was talking to this. Scarlet and Violet music. I can't remember a lot of the soundtracks. None of them really come out to me and go, I love that sound that I heard. The only thing that I ever think of is in Area Zero, there is the crystal sound one. That one really tickles me and is very beautiful. Extremely stunning. And then the AI fights, AI Toro for me, as a Violet player. But honestly, that's about it. They're good songs. They just are wrong. It uses AI Toro's theme in the middle of it. It is at least partly done by Toby. 100%. Area Zero has parts of AI Toro in it, which is very beautiful as well. It's partly why I like AI Toro so much. AI Toro has a lot of Area Zero's themes integrated into his own stuff. And it's very entertaining. Hold on. I want to put it on now. This, not the Wild Battle, not the Paradox either. Is it this? Not quite, but it will work. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure it's not too loud. Oh my god. This was pretty decent. I'll give it that. I did love the Scarvy main story during the event. I left the Scarvy fight too long for it to actually have that impact, but it was alright. I do think it's not amazing compared to what it could be. I think my problems are this. Scarvy really tries to make you have a lot of thoughts for the plotline that it's outlined. The plotline of the Titans. Now, if you're anything like me, when going through the Titans was the easiest part, and for the most part, you barely paid attention to it. Because there was nothing really to pay attention to. It was very easy to do the battles, and yeah. Gameplay-wise, very boring. The story was very entertaining, but that was it. Then you have Team Starfall to do. You have the Operation Starfall Target. Sorry. Then you have the Pokemon League as well, and on top of that, you have a little bit here and there as well before you go into Area Zero. You go into Area Zero, and the entire story really is about Arven. But Arvin was not focused enough. His gameplay was boring and repetitive. His story was not highlighted to be important. It just felt like another fucking, like, line. And at the end of the day, though Arvin's story is definitely more interesting, the, Team Starfall overall tries to embellish you a lot more than Arvin's story. Arvin's story is, at the end of the day, very pushed to the side about it. Yeah, it like powers up your doggo, but there was no way to actually ever believe that it was to, there was never a point in that story that you thought this was actually gonna have an impact to the main story. Because why would you? There was no reason to. So if you were not paying attention to Arvin because you decided early on, I don't like this guy's character, I don't like this gameplay, let me mash, the game just fails. Thank you, Arzer, Master of Keyblades. Welcome, welcome. Are you a fan of Fairy Tail by any chance? Or is it, or are you a fan of Kingdom Hearts? That is the 2 times I ever hear anything about Keyblades. Erzer makes me lean over to Fairy Tail, but I could be wrong. Welcome, welcome those to the stream. I'm Sakura and atop my head is Radio. Usually we are a VTuber, but right now I'm in my PNG farm while we shiny hunt for Nickit. And we're just ranting and raving about Scarlet and Violet because it's my favorite pastime to do is shit on my favorite games. I love them, I swear. I like shitting on games and ensuring that they're gonna get better in the future. But yeah, no, if you didn't pay attention to Arvin's story, coming down to this finale, where Arvin is 100% the focus. In fact, it's almost like you're sidestepped. And I love that, by the way. I think we as the main character should be sidestepped in this story, by the way. 100%. We are just a random scrandom. I am so down for that. It is so good. But it just, it sucks. They should have put more emphasis that Arvin here is important. And I know they told me he is the son of the professor, but Arvin at the start was like, go fuck yourself. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's a ZR. Sorry, instead of Arza. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my brain autocorrected that, actually. Though, you telling me that everyone does it just tells me that just must be the streamer mindset. But welcome either way. You want to do a signing chance in Legends EA in the future? That'd be so much fun, man. I definitely think ZA is going to be very interesting. I hope it has a very, I hopefully do hope there is a unique shiny hunting method. Because Legend of Arceus is fun to shiny hunt in, but oh my god, is it a bit too easy in some places, you know? But yeah, no, then we've heard the Aero Zero, you'll hear, and this, it holds the same, motifs, as Area Zero. And that's what makes the song good, by the way, in my opinion. That is what makes the song good. It's almost like AI Turo is like almost a manifestation of Area Zero, because he is. He doesn't know the outside world. This is his domain. You're in his world. That's how you write banger songs. But the rest of Scarlet and Violet, I don't feel the same about. They're not as memorable to me, and it really upsets me. But I'm so excited for Legends EA. It's just so interesting. It really genuinely looks stunning. In terms of gameplay, and that's what I want. I don't care about my graphics as much. I just want good gameplay. I missed. Fine. Reconnection success. For why? Why was it disconnected in the first place? My Wi-Fi is completely fine because I know I'm listening to YouTube and it never once stuttered. I know for a fact that bitch would stutter sooner. What is going on? My Wi-Fi never once dropped there, but I just got disconnected. I'm so sorry. I hope everything on the stream is all good still. All I did was encounter a Nickit. I didn't know that could kill the Wi-Fi. It wasn't even the shiny, man. Internet be interneting for real. I don't know what that was about. I've been shiny hunting for Pyro and Scarlet and Violet, a Pride Rock in the Savannah biome, and I finally got it just now. Nice. I have mixed feelings in Scarlet and Violet. I do. Nickit stole my Wi-Fi. Fuck, you're right. I think it's alright for it to be slightly easy to grab. It could be us, chat, I don't know. Who knows? Actually, my Wi-Fi is funky, to be fair. I think it's okay for shinies to be easy, and I think shiny hunting is complaining that it's too easy to get a shiny. It needs to realize that maybe Scarlet and Violet wasn't made for us. I do think that shiny should be an exclusive thing and should be hard to get, but I don't know. I feel like there's a point where you need to realize that maybe it wasn't for us. Shiny Hunter saying Legend of Arceus is fun to shiny hunting, and then Scarlet and Violet is too easy though, is exactly why I think it's just related to just another reason why we want to pick onto Scarlet and Violet though, and then actually make criticism. Because you can't tell me you played Legends of Arceus and told me that the shinies aren't easy to get. Bonsley, C-Dot, sorry, fucking, what are you doing here? You are not the Nickit that I wanted to encounter. Hello? Get out of my way. Complete the game taxes and home? Yeah. I need to do that at some point. I really do. I'm very upset about it a little bit because I obviously have done so much on Arceus already. But yeah. Oh god. I'm gonna do, grab all those Pokemon again and put them into home for a second just for that. After I've, like, nearly mastered the deck. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. There is certain parts of Scarlet and Violet that I've overhated. But I think the music isn't discussed enough. I don't know what it is with Scarlet and Violet, but none of the music really hits me. Like, this music is good, but I never remember about it. I really don't. Like, I really don't remember this music. This is, like, the one song that I will remember. And that's it. Wow, that ended off so suddenly. I thought I had one more loop in it. But, no, this is, like, the one song that I listen to. I always remember Penny's themes. See, I'm mixed. I don't like Penny's theme very much, but I do admit that that's at least a decent one that's in the Scarlet and Violet library. I'm just shocked so many isn't as enjoyable as I thought it would be. Also, I'm realizing what time it is. I'm gonna go quickly to the Pokemon Center, and we're gonna run an ad, because my ads are gonna start very, very soon. For those in chat who are unfortunately not subscribed, I'm not asking you to be subscribed, but I am going to run an ad in just a minute. This is because if I don't run an ad, we will get an ad anyway, so I can't really stop it. But also because if I run an ad, we'll get an extra 3 minutes next time of not having to deal with the ad. Please stay tuned, and I hope that you survive the adpocalypse. If not, I salute you and have a good time. And so I click run 3-minute ad. I'm so sorry. I would love to hear the E4 theme, but my game had the bad music break. Wait. What? There was what bug? I'm not shocked. I'm just... It had a what bug? That's a Scarlet and Violet moment if I've ever had one. But yeah, no, the reason I say that the music is so, like, I don't know, memorable is, like, don't get me wrong, that AI Toro song was great. I do enjoy it. I think it's resolved now. Elite 4 specifically, there was a bug that had the music loop after, like, 5 seconds. What an insane bug. God. But no, though I do think that, Scarlet and Violet has a few bangers here and there. The difference for Sword and Shield. Oh god, I'm losing my voice. Sword and Shield. The difference is astonishing in my opinion. I mean, the rival theme just goes so instantly hard. I love Bade. He is one of the favorite rivals of all time, I think. I know a lot of people don't like him very much. He's not a very strong rival by any means, but I love his attitude. And I think it goes so hard that he has his own name said in the theme, yet no one knows how to pronounce it. I called it Beatty for a very long time. I'm not saying that I'm above mispronouncing the poor bastard, but I think it's really funny that for so long I heard this man speak and I just had no clue. But yeah, I love this song a lot. I think it's very interesting to say as well, Scarlet and Violet tried to copy Sword and Shield's music format and failed insanely hard on it. I will never get over how insanely hard Scarlet and Violet failed on the gym battle theme. The gym battle theme on Scarlet and Violet is a complete flop and sounds ridiculously bad. Like, it's actually so embarrassing. I really can't get over how bad it is, and it's really sad. Like, don't get me wrong, when I say bad for Pokemon music, I feel like it needs to be stated. Bad is, like, not horrific. Bad doesn't mean that it is the worst thing that's ever existed. Bad means that in Pokemon games, there has been so much better songs that I'm now looking at it and it's so mid. Welcome viewers though from the Adpocalypse. Thank you for surviving. For those who didn't survive, we give you a salute off to you. But welcome back to the people who did survive, and let's get back into hunting Nickit. We're listening to Bade's theme again, because I'm going on a tangent about how this is just peak music. Then again, I will say, I am a complete sucker for a good bass, and God does this song have a good fucking bass. It is such a good bass. But no, I wish Scarlet and Violet had music like this in it. I really do. Another banger, I would say, for, Sword and Shield. I was hoping it would just be in my thing. Is it not gonna be in my thing? Am I gonna have to go find it? Oh yeah. This song had no right to actually go slightly hard for what it was. I'll be shocked if anyone recognizes what the song is. I don't think it's a song that people play on purpose, but this song went unnecessarily hard for what it was. It is no right, honestly, considering how shit this fight goes. I never heard most of it when I was fighting her the first time, because this is the battle against Olina, the assistant of the bad guy in quotation marks. Yeah, it is a trash fight, literally. Trubbish is her main Pokemon ever. No. But I never heard most of the theme. I kind of wiped the floor against them. So, that was a bit disappointing. But mine does it go hard. It plays so many little jingles of all your adventure getting here, and I feel like a good boss theme should do that. It's almost like this is the theme that should be playing before you take on the big fight, because before, after this fight, you don't even fight the big bad of the world. You actually, I'm pretty sure you just go down the lift afterwards with, Leon, and you go into bed, and you just go, wake up and be like, alright, the adults said not to worry about it. And okay, Swish's story is bad, but what I will give it credit for, it actually calls us kids and lets us be kids for once. Pokemon for a very long time has handled a lot of very dark and demanding themes, and I don't think that is a bad thing. I think that's a very good thing for a mature story here and there. What is interesting about Switch, though, it is the first game where people tell you, you're a kid, let the adults actually try and deal with this. And then eventually the adults go, actually, we kind of suck balls, Lamau, please help. But the point is, they actually treat us like kids. They don't want us to do shit like get ourselves in danger. That's unnecessary and very dangerous. Kids shouldn't be doing that, you know? And it's really inviting. Even in this moment, after this fight, Leon, like, tells you, like, hey, I'm gonna handle this. You don't have to worry about it, okay? Don't worry about the conversation we just had. I know it's, like, slightly concerning you, maybe, but, like, don't panic. I'm the champion of this region. You just worry about possibly beating my ass, right? That's where your concern should lie right now. And it's so nice. Leon, despite being a complete oaf, by Pokemon standards, like, they just purposely make him a fucking moron, is probably the first champion that I actually felt, champion aura after a long while. And what I mean by that is, a lot of the champions in modern Pokemon, they don't feel like champions anymore. Either because their teams aren't very strong, so I just absolutely wipe them, or because they don't do much in the main story, and they just kind of appear. X and Y is a really prime example to me. I was in shock when I found out the model bitch was the champion, seeing as I think it was told to me at some point, very early game, but I could completely forgot because she has zero presence in the story. And when the world is literally about to be blown up by a fucking meteor beam, she is nowhere to be fucking found. Which you think maybe the champion would be fucking doing something to stop. Like, doesn't that sound very champion important? X and Y's, like, story isn't horrific, I wouldn't say. I know that might be a controversial take. I think it's alright. I think it flops here and there, but it's actually overall quite entertaining. I just think they totally overextended it, and we were way too strong at certain points and wrong. But she was such a randomly placed champion. I'd be like shocked if fucking Lysander was up there and be like, actually, I was the champion the whole time. Just ignore me, ignore the fact that I'm supposed to be in, like, jail after being, like, fucking a known terrorist. I'm the champion and we're having a final fight with my champion team. That would've went fucking baller and make more sense. But no, Diantha was, yeah. The Elite Four for X and Y was horrific. It had zero fucking personality whatsoever, and I'll never get over the fact that they got rid of, from X and Y onwards, the really cool, unique fucking rooms that everyone had. And X and Y gave the Elite Four 4 fucking Pokemon, fairly leveled to be fair, but boring ass rooms with zero personality, allowing the Elite Four to be the most fucking boring Elite Four that's ever existed. A complete fucking swashbuckle. And then you go look at fucking Diantha and go fuck yourself, girl. I don't want to fight you, bro. And it's funny as well, because, like, her team isn't horrendous. But she doesn't actually have a horrendous team either. It's just more, she just doesn't fit the role of champion. She doesn't excite you while fighting her. I mean, you still are probably gonna beat her, I'm gonna be honest. But, like, her team's not horrific, all things considered. But I think it's more that she's being carried by the type more than anything else as well. I will say that. And I think that's fair to say. Rotsucker Lucha almost fucked me up. Yeah, that's fine. I think there is certain Pokemon on our team that are generally, like, fuck you up. But I think the Fairy type did help kind of, like, boost her up by quite a bit as well. I do think that helped. But, no, Diantha is probably one of the worst champions we've had in terms of ranking her, in terms of... Did she actually ever feel like a champion? The answer is no. She was fucking a side character in her own movie, man. It was so embarrassing. I know, Leon, despite being a complete bimbo, a complete fucking moron in some places, actually feels like a champion. You can tell why he's kept the champion role, why he manages to inspire so many young trainers to take on the challenges, why he manages to keep calm in the world despite being, like, such a moron. Despite him being, like, unable to go anywhere, he still knows how to talk. He knows how to help people. Yeah, okay, Gita is an easy one to disclaim. This fucking idiot is not a champion and a fraud. She is a manager. That's the thing. She feels like a manager because she is a manager. She's a manager of a fucking company. But for some reason, that allows her to be champion. But champions in general don't feel like champions anyway, because they decided to give your fucking rival the champion role for some reason. Which is still crazy as well. I will never... ever get over that. It was the worst decision ever. I don't know why they made the champion rank a fucking obtainable rank for fucking everyone. Absolute bullshit ever. Gita is a shit Pokemon lead, and it is so funny because Gita, if you have played in Blueberry Academy, it's like they fucking heard us because they knew Gita's final Pokemon to the lead spot where it was always supposed to be. So either they heard us and just had no clue how to fucking play the Pokemon and were morons, or they actually knew the whole fucking time and just wanted to fuck with us and champion, or made it get easier. And Blueberry Academy was made harder on purpose because the DLC was made with the intent of battling. But it pissed me so off when I went back to it. I find that, yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the thing for the Blueberry Academy. It is her last one. Only in the DLC, though. Only in the DLC does she fucking fix her motherfucking team. I'm so angry about it. It's so stupid. Why? It is really stupid. And it frustrates me greatly. Yeah. But no, Gita doesn't feel like a champion for the reason of just like Diantha. I would say Gita has more presence than Diantha, but still doesn't ever feel like a champion, despite the fact that she is introduced as a really cool, super cool, the champion TM. And then you never ever see her do anything champion like. The only thing that she actually does is look at you and go, huh, I'm the champion and you're pretty good, kid. And that's it. That's about it. It's the only time she ever looks at you like a champion, basically, and that's about it. Larry should have been the top champion. I disagree with that. That would ruin his character. I like Larry's setup. And I think he was fine. I think the top champion, for one, the title top champion shouldn't exist. Let's scrap that entirely. No champions exist. We could just have Nimona part of the Elite Four. That would be sick. We wanted to make it that our rival is actually, like, a fucking GOAT. They are, like, so well known, right? We make Nimona an Elite Four. That is the thing. We don't fight Nimona after the Elite Four. We have to generally fight her at our full force in the Elite Four. And the final Elite Four at that, she's actually a challenge because she throws a completely different team than what we're used to, and she has some sort of type with her as well, like other Elite Fours, right? She is super tough, and the strongest of the Elite Four, and really tries to put pedal to the metal with you, right? That's how you do Nimona, for one. That's how you make her unique compared to all the other rivals that have existed in Pokemon games, while keeping that whole idea that they wanted where she's super strong but actually just like weighing herself down so she can hang out with you at your level because she wants to make friends with you, blah blah blah. That gives you that whole story back while making it suddenly a little bit more believable and not ruining the role of champion. It makes that moment that you beat Nimona even more powerful as well, because Nimona is cheering you on, but also you fucking bet her. You're now better than her. And it's really cool to her. Nimona isn't a bitch, she won't be upset about this, but it's just more like, it will be really cool to her to see you actually beat her at a full farm at that point. That's more, it's not just that you're even in skill, you have officially surpassed Nimona, and Nimona will be very proud of you. You know? At least in my personal opinion. The final champion, I don't know who it would be, but I will say this, that Gita's present doesn't feel like a champion. A lot of people in that game doesn't feel like a champion. And I think it sucks. And I think they need to solve the problem and look back at their other characters and say to themselves, why do these characters feel and act like a champion more than these characters? Because the problem goes down to this, right? A champion isn't just what team they pull out and fight us with. A champion is also related to how they work and how they act. Champions in Pokemon are essentially like the world fucking leaders of that region. They help garner peace. They help inspire the next generation of trainers. They help literally solve crimes on their daily basis. They are very important in the balance of Pokemon in terms of lore, right? They are people who are there to really do a lot more than just look pretty on a pedestal. And the whole point of champion as well is that the champion at some point should be happy to hand down the crown to the next person. Now, I'm not saying we need another Blue that's a complete asshole, but I think it'd be very interesting if one of the plot twists for a villain character is that the champion isn't part of the villain team, but after you defeat them, turns to the villain team as a sore loser because they're upset that they've lost against a child, which is humiliating by itself, by the way. Let me make it straight. It is so crazy that so many adults have been beat up by small children at around the age of 11. But I think it'd be a very interesting story for a sore loser champion who is very upset to have lost to a child. And they turn to the villain team and decide, I'm gonna help you on whatever mission they fucking have. Even if it's destroying the world, fuck it. Ball, I'm very upset about this 11-year-old. And their goal is that the only thing they agree to is that they give them a Pokemon or some shit, probably the box legendary or some shit, right? That will allow them to beat you in battle. They're being a petty little bitch. And then you get asked for a rematch with the champion. Asking you to put your champion back on the line. But this time, there is no Elite Four. Instead, there is a secret evil base that you're being led down to. And eventually you defeat the champion again, who is in a completely more bedridden state, messy hair and stuff. Like, imagine, like, what I'm thinking is, like, someone who has the appearance of someone who looks good, right? Someone who you've met a couple times, and they tell you that you've got no chance of winning because you're just a kid, right? That pumps up the player to beat the shit out of them. Like, really pumps them up. So when you do, and they turn over to the overstyle, not only do you slightly feel bad, because you're like, shit, when they do, like, a whole speech of, like, you're just a kid, I'm supposed to be a grown adult, how do you think this makes me feel, blah, 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 right? It's a good story. But also, man, beating their ass twice, man, that feels even better. You know? That's been a story in my mind at least about a sour loser champion would go extremely fun, I think. We need more Rainbow Rocket style. That could be a good way of doing it. I love the Rainbow Rocket so much. Rainbow Rocket was such a sick concept, and it's so sad that it's stuck in Ultra Sun and Moon because so many people didn't play Ultra Sun and Moon because they just thought it was the same game as Sun and Moon. And I need people to play it. I really need them to give it a chance and learn that it is so much better than Sun and Moon it could ever dream to be. It is so peak. It is so good. Oh my god, I love Ultra Sun and Moon. It is very, very enjoyable. And I wish more people would give it a chance. I think there's some things that Sun and Moon does more correctly. I think that Ultra Sun and Moon downplays Luzumi a little bit. Very slightly, but downplays it a little bit. Mainly because they add in more to the story. There is now obviously a lot more to the story overall. You have in Ultra Sun and Moon, instead of just Luzumi just being an abusive parent who used Luzma for her own needs. I believe Sun and Moon had a lot more going for that kind of plot line, at least in my personal opinion, where I don't know, there's just a few lines here and there that really hit differently, and for Ultra Sun and Moon, Luzumi is almost like abducted and possessed. Meanwhile, in Sun and Moon, it is less about the possession and more that Luzumi knows exactly what she's doing. And this is all part of her master plot line, you know? And that small difference, I think, really helps shape her character. She's selfish. She's completely forgot that she has children and she was unfit for it. However, I think it's completely fine to get her a redemption arc afterwards in the anime and stuff like that. I think that's fine. I just think like, that whole idea of, for a bit, it is very clear that, Luzumi is almost like deranged. She's completely lost herself into getting stuff that shouldn't matter anymore compared to her kids is so good. It's so well put together. It's so well done. It really makes you feel for Lily and Gladian. The two of them all swelling for this emotional beat, basically. Of you beating the shit out of their mother. Unapologetic. Is really good. But that's me personally. That's fine. My nothing to it. It's not like a massive problem. It's just a small detail that I think is very well done. There's another like here and there small details in Sun and Moon that I think go nicer, but it's not like an overall problem. As I said, Ultra Sun and Moon is very good. I'm always gonna love our Pokemon. I'm always gonna love god damn it, man. I'm gonna always love Sun and Moon and the Alola region in general because it gave me Mimikyu, and anything that gave me Mimikyu is just gods. Mwah! Beautiful. It's gorgeous, man. I love Mimikyu to my bottom of my heart, and I'm so happy I have Mimikyu in my life. I will never get over how much I love Mimikyu, man. 140 watts. Man. I have no aura. No aura whatsoever. Oh, hell no, you've gone through that many looking for a shiny? This is below odds still, Peanut. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is still below odds. I don't have a shiny charm for one. This is a completely shiny only challenge, so I only have this Wooloo, and it's the only Pokemon I own, other than a couple Pokemon in my box that I've either caught by accident or caught on purpose, blah blah blah. But they're not usable. But this is below odds. It's around 1 in 3,096, if I remember off the top of my head, is the full odds without a shiny charm. When I encounter an Aura Pokemon though, it goes down to about a 1 and 400 odds, or something like that. Something deranged like that. So it does lower a lot. But I have not encountered many Aura Pokemon. The Aura Pokemon in this game are extremely rare for no necessary reason, despite the fact I'm really building up So yeah, no, despite the fact that this sounds like a big number, it actually is quite small in the world of Pokemon. Pokemon hunts usually do go around the higher end. I also managed to get a Wooloo in 6 goes, like the Wooloo that I have, so I am in for a long one, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is gonna go over odds to to fuck me over for the fact that I got this Wooloo so quickly. Or, well, it's now a Dubwool now, but yeah. Yeah, well, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy. We're just ranting and raving about different things about Pokemon. We were talking about Sun and Moon and how much of an enjoyable Pokemon series that is, and how much people need to give Ultra Sun and Moon a try, especially for this post-game related to Rainbow Rocket, because it's so peak. It's so good. I really enjoy it. Do you know what I want to do? I want to play Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire again. It really was the peak of all time. I do have to play Nuzlocke plus Shiny Only 1. Actually very easy more than you think. The problem with Nuzlocke Shiny Only is more the fact of me dying is very unlikely, seeing as, I mean... He's a bit beefed up. He's quite a bit beefed up, in fact. I got him at level 6. We're not got the shiny yet. Like, it's gonna be a while. Ah, he got a... I didn't know he had an uncommon mark. Wait, I have a marked shiny? This is this a mark that I get over time, or is this a mark that I actually have? Is this actually a marked shiny? Wait. I got a marked uncommon shiny in 6 fucking goes? Full ad? Well, one misplay though and go back to gambling? Nah, there's too many routes. We're good. I would do it Nuzlocke, but it just generally would be boring. There's no Nuzlocke part to this. Well, okay, well... Sorry, I don't know how much you know about shiny hunting and marks, Peanut. So I don't know if that was just me going. I'm seeing a 1 in 50 chance on catch only. God, my shiny got even fucking rarer. Nothing? Okay. Shinies are, as I said, it's a 1 in 3096 if I remember off the top of my head in terms of raw chances, right? I got this in 6, which is very below odds. Marks are another thing you can get on odds. Getting a shiny that also has a mark is incredible for those to line up. But obviously, depending on how rare that mark is, depends on how even more insane that is. That's an uncommon mark, meaning it is at least rare enough that it's no longer common. So, Shani is saying it's a 1 in 50 chance. So that is a 1 in 50 chance in between a 1 in 3000 chance on top of that too. So it is a pretty crazy thing for me to get all this extra bonus stuff. So it makes basically my shiny even cooler than it already was. So, we now have Floof the Sociable. And 6 encounters, that's full odds. That's what I'm saying. Oh, it's 1 in 4096. Yeah. Times 50. And that has the odds of which I have obtained the sheep. Roughly 1 in 2000k. God, what a sexy ass sheep I have. Damn. I didn't even check the marks. I completely forgot marks was being a thing longer than Scarlet and Violet. Marked shinies have been like only really a thing that I started hunting in Scarlet and Violet because I got bored hunting for normal shinies. God. That's so funny. I can't believe that. That's so beautiful. Alright, Floof the Sociable it is. We love to see it. Alright. I wonder if my Nickit will get a mark. Probably unlikely. Again, I'm gonna get like a really hard... I think this is gonna be a very long and a hard hunt for me, and I'm probably gonna get very little. In fact, I won't be shocked if I do all this and then run into an Aura Pokemon and I'm not getting the Nickit. Used all the luck in the first chat. Exactly my thought process on this one, yeah. I think I 100% did, which is completely fine. Again, this is a 1 in 4,096 odds, as Shawnee is saying right now, at full odds, because I have no shiny Pokemon. It is only the Aura Pokemon that get lower odds. So, we are still very much below odds. We have only just begun the adventure. Oh my god, you're fishing! I wonder what you get, Shawnee. I hope your fish is very large and legendary. Just like the shiny that I'll eventually get. And it appears you unfortunately only got a Fong, but hey, that's a new record. Biggest Fong in that pond. Congratulations. 1-800, are you fishing? So many jokes. Good times. I need to fish as well. I need to like get on my fishing grind again. I've been off the island on MCC Island for too long and we have not fished and it's not good. I need my fishing kick in. Just like I'm double kicking this Nickit into the next universe. Goodbye, Nickit. But yeah, we're in for a long hunt, unfortunately. But I'm fine with that. I like long hunts. I think it's very fun. So we'll see. I actually, I plan to do more Pokemon stuff on the Saki-Fun as well, because I think it's really fun to do. There's some things I also have planned. I mean, one of the goals as well is that I'll do shiny giveaways. I plan on, it depends how many shinies I have, obviously, that I can give away. But I do plan on doing some shiny giveaways as well at some point. I think that'd be super fun. Super fun. I might do some more of this hunt as well if it's not over. Probably won't be over by the end of the stream, but you get what I mean. Like, I haven't finished it at any point. Maybe we'll do another hunt as well, just to appease my enjoyment. That also could be a thing. But we'll see, we'll see. All depends on how I feel on the day at the end of the day, but I do plan on doing some more Pokemon during the Saki-Fun, because, man, if my autism has 3 dark horses, it's Miku, Minecraft, and Pokemon, man. They are my autism. It's the trifecta, I tell you. Hey, 69. Goodbye, Nickit. I'm so sorry that I must murder 1,269 of you just to hope that maybe then 1,270th Nickit is a shiny. Like, when you actually think about this kind of shit, this is deranged. Aura? No! No Aura! No Aura for me. Good night. Sweet prince. Oh, I don't know why I get myself so hyped up. I know this is gonna be a long run, but every time I'm like, maybe this Aura Pokemon, maybe this is gonna be the one, you know? It's Aura minus Aura, yeah. I'm so like annoyed by how rare the Aura Pokemon are, though, to be fair, because like this method's problem is solely that. Otherwise, this would be a very effective method, but the fact that I barely get any Aura Pokemon is kind of crazy. I do get chains of Pokemon, but I barely ever get Aura Pokemon. In fact, I think I get more Rookidee Aura, and I haven't tried to hunt for Rookidee. Rookidee is just a byproduct of me being in this route more than anything else. Which is kind of crazy to think about. By the way, I know there's more to this route, just so you're aware. I'm aware that this route just keeps going, but just the reset of being here and just being able to learn left and right is far easier than actually going down. Whenever I go down, I actually find that I waste just a shit ton of my time finding a Nickit, and it just takes way too long. This area here is just perfect to walk up and down and actually just keep doing shit. At least from my experience from hunting Nickit so many times. But I do find that this area is just the best way to do it so far. Another thing actually that could be fun as well, by the way, there's a small chance of me possibly getting a star shiny Pokemon instead of the square shinies. The square shinies being what is most commonly found. And the chances of me finding a star shiny is ridiculously low. Like, I'm talking about actually fucking insanely low. Lower than actually finding a shiny itself. Due to the fact of you need to find the shiny, then hit additional odds. So it is incredibly low. But I do want to say, need you to miss until the number says 42069. You missed 420 originally. Not that it was on this stream, but I have streamed this on calls and stuff like that. But you have missed the 420. It would go hard if I had 42069, but also I think I would be very upset. That's a very long hunt. Especially for just a Nickit. That's not even a soft reset. That's just pure anguish. Anguish and pain. But hey, it's fine. I'll be here for as long as I need to be here. That's the plan anyway. If need be, me and Nickit will fight for the end of time. And I'll find the Nickit eventually that's shiny. And I'll win. I always win. I don't know why I made that sound very, like, poetic and justfulness. I'm killing millions of foxes and calling it a victory, so take that as you will. Yeah, if I ever get a star shiny, I would really love that. Obviously star shinies are more common if you get eggs, but I would love to get a star shiny. I think it'd be really cool. I think star shinies look very cool. I like the square shiny, don't get me wrong, but the star shinies look so good. Nah, I'd win. Exactly, that's the kind of aura I want already. Hold on, let me blow out my candle. I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to light that candle anymore. Not because it's low on wax, but because my lighter sucks ass. I have a very small lighter at the moment. It's made more for like lighting a fucking cigarette rather than a candle, unfortunately. So I'm actually starting to struggle to light the candle without burning myself. I nearly burnt myself today while lighting candles, so I think it's getting too low that I won't be able to light it, which is kind of a problem. I don't plan on burning myself anytime soon. I did that plenty when I was working at McDonald's. Oh my god, the amount of oil spills and burns that I did to myself while cleaning out fucking vats and shit. Oh, it was horrific. And it hurts a lot. I know this will hurt a little bit less because it's not oiled. It's at, what, fucking 400 degrees Celsius or whatever. It's a flame coming out of a lighter, so it'll be a little bit less significantly painful. But I would like to avoid it. It still hurts. Man. The amount of times that I oil burned myself or shit like that when I was at McDonald's is crazy. Mainly because I was cleaning the fryers and vats a lot. It was, the oil gets hot, you know? And when you're cleaning, you basically drain the oil into the container, into the vat, and you hold it there while you're cleaning. So you have drained it of this really, really hot substance. But it's not like you wait until it cools down. No, you put just like heat protection gloves and you start fucking scrubbing. You know? So it was still metal that's really hot. You have the left and right vat fryer still probably on as well. So you've got heat coming from them. You gotta be careful because some people just dump fries without fucking telling you because they're absolute idiots and just don't care about your own safety. The amount of times that I nearly got myself, my eyes and stuff in fucking danger. Because, okay, general safety tip, right? you should be wearing a mask, full coverage, when cleaning oil. Especially for the oil splashes, right? Unfortunately, I'm very small IRL. This is the only time I'll admit this. I'm quite small IRL. And for some reason, they decided to buy things for an extra large person. We did not have any extra large people in the store. None. Like, I'm being genuinely honest, there was no extra large people in the store. Yet we kept buying objects for extra large. Now, I would say that me and the other dudes who ever did this work in the first place were small. I like told them at some point, like, wouldn't it be better if we invested in products that we both could wear? And they never did. They never did. Because they're assholes and they don't actually care about my general safety. I actually gently fought for a while about buying my own gloves and safety. Like, I'm being dead serious, just so that I can wear it. And I never did because it is very expensive and I didn't really want to buy that for working at McDonald's of all fucking places, but yeah. So yeah, the two people who did clean it all the time, and we had been working there for at least a year, so they knew we weren't leaving anytime soon. They wouldn't give us anything. The gloves also were very late in being replaced. When you report them, all companies do, not just Amazon. What all companies like to do when you report that an item is replaced is you like to hold a backlog so they can buy a massive amount of things that need to be ordered at one time. It saves them a lot of time and money. I didn't want to encounter you, Zigzagoon. I'm trying to fix my hair. It's all over my face. But no, that's what companies like to do. The problem is when I complain that the heat gloves are on its last legs, I probably mean it's on its last legs and I really need a replacement now. Because the gloves only really last about a month and then should be replaced, but we rather would try to make them last about 3 to 4 months for some reason. And it drove me insane. And when I mean like they need to be replaced, I'm not talking about, oh god, I'm feeling heat. I'm talking about they have holes in them, which is incredibly dangerous when I'm, again, working with oil that can be upwards to 500 degrees Celsius or higher. Like, it is incredibly high temperatures that I'm working with while cleaning this oil. The oil can sometimes still be in there. It is crazy. But yeah, no, I was always late on getting that, those gloves, and you would feel all the heats and everything like that. And so I very often ended up burning myself while doing my job, just because of, well, the nature of the job itself. I'm cleaning really hot like areas, and one of my worst burns was at one point when you put down fries, you should shout fries down. That is the safety rules. A lot of people don't do that because why the fuck are you gonna shout that down all the time? But you should especially shout it down if someone is like fucking leaning into a fryer and cleaning it. I feel like it's really nice to know that right next to my right, you're about to place fries. This time, the guy did not tell me that he put the fries down, and all I hear is a splash of oil as the ice in the fries crackle with water, with the oil. Because if you don't know, water and oil do not mix. And not in the fun way, I mean in the crackle, snap, pop, you're fucking dying way. And unfortunately for me, on that one point, I actually had it spit on my cheek. And there's a, I thought for a bit that I had just melted part of my cheek. Luckily, it landed at a point that I already actually had a divot in my cheek in it. So it didn't actually, I think, make a difference. I already have a divot in that cheek due to when I was younger, my mom picked a spot, not knowing it was chickenpox, until I was bleeding from it and crying. I'm talking about like I was free. I had no way to communicate what was going on with me, so it was not my mom's fault there. But yeah, no, I got a really big oil spill in that one, where like really hard, and I had to lie down for a bit because I felt dizzy afterwards due to just the pain right next to my cheek and stuff. That was horrible. But the worst one was I got a big oil spill on my arm due to the fact, after you're finished with the oil, every now and again you need to replace it and get rid of the old oil. We usually do this with help of supervision of our manager, but at the time my manager was not feeling very well. She had been sick for most of the day and probably should not have been working, but you know, you have to make that bang that buck, and no one's gonna really take your night shifts. Getting someone to take your night shifts is incredibly hard, especially at McDonald's, man. No one wants to fucking take that shit. So, my manager didn't have a replacement, she's incredibly sick, and so I'm moving oil about. I'm not exactly the strongest person in the world, but I can manage a lot of things when push comes to shove. I have done enough exercise. I'm probably not now, but at the time I did enough exercise that I could manage things here and there. And while I was moving this, this basically box of oil to go clear in, we put it in one of our buckets essentially for later on. It will get dumped somewhere else wherever oil goes. You can't exactly just put oil down the drain though. I actually managed to drop the bucket thing that I had on my right arm, and it scaled down, and it was still warm enough that it started burning. Now, luckily, it was way cooler than the 500 degrees it fucking popped out that fryer at the original time. But oh my god, I genuinely thought I was dying in that moment. It fucking hurt. And you know what's the funniest thing about it? I don't have a scar. I thought that bitch was gonna scar so badly. It hurt like a bitch. I had a big red sobbing area from it on my arm. It had drips and everything like it. Like it went down and you could tell that it was an oil because of the drips and stuff on it, but also the little dots and everything like that. And it was bright red, like it was really bad. But somehow, against all fucking odds, I managed to not get a single scar from that. But I have bits on my body that I bruise over just like the slightest pinch here and there because I have very fragile and sensitive skin. And I also have scars that I've had since I was basically born from trying to climb the fireplace. The fucking fireplace. I tried to climb the fireplace multiple times as a kid. Don't ask me why, I just thought it'd be a really good idea. I was a child. And I got myself stabbed by the fireplace, like, guard that I was trying to climb over to get into said fireplace. And I still have that scar somewhere on one of my pinkies. It's very small now, don't get me wrong. It's like a fucking, just a pink dot now. However, that has existed since I was a very young kid, but the existence of that big ass scar that I was expecting to get from oil, no. It must have been cool enough that it didn't actually do very long permanent damage to my skin, which I'm thankful for, but it did last a good month. That's why I thought it was gonna scar. But I must have took care of it and stuff like that, and so I managed to avoid a big massive oil scar on my right arm. And it would have been horrific if so. Don't get me wrong, I don't think my current partner would change anything about me. If anything, I think they would just be tempted to go sue McDonald's for me. For lacking the proper safety procedures and stuff related to it. But I will always remember that as a reminder of just how dangerous some of that shit was, man. I really was working with fire sometimes. Like, it generally was dangerous working at McDonald's. And I think what's funny is, I'm not saying McDonald's is the hardest job you can be doing, but people totally underestimate how hard it is to work at McDonald's. And there's your moral of the story, chat. You're welcome. Also, we managed to get to level 28 on Route 2. Let's go, Floof the Sociable. You're so strong. Very strong little guy. I'm gonna be healed at the Poke Center soon. We're running out of PP. Yeah, no, working at McDonald's was a crazy time, to say the least. And I will say this, not all of the issues was by McDonald's by themselves. I definitely made choices to not wear certain safety gear just because it was so over-encumbering and I didn't want to deal with it. But again, it was XL, and I feel like if it was at least a medium, I would probably wear a lot more because it would be less over-encumbering and it would be just way more easy to use. A lot of the safety gear I didn't wear because otherwise I probably wouldn't be able to clean with it on, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I frankly think it would be quite impossible to clean if I had it on. It was, crazy hard. So yeah. And there's your little story about my work. I have so many McDonald's stories that I really should talk more about Twitch, but a lot of them are just not, well, Twitch too safe in some places, unfortunately, due to some disgusting creatures that exist in this planet, but also just aren't, I think, interesting stories to learn. I mean, it is a McDonald's job at the end of the day. There's really so many interesting customers to talk about. There is some fun customers to talk about, though, and I definitely have a few that I should probably talk about. But I also worry if whether or not I've actually told everyone these stories beforehand, because I have a habit of repeating myself for realizing, and like, I wonder sometimes if whether or not I have told chat these stories, and I just forgot I did. I'm gonna go heal my Pokemon in 1,300, I think. Yeah, I like sometimes sit there and go, have I told everyone this story before? Like, I can never remember fully, and it's quite funny. But yeah, I have so many like work stories from McDonald's, especially. At the other job that I worked at, it was a lot more calmer. There was definitely some stories still from it because customers always bring stories. Customers are customers at the end of the day. And it's funny to laugh at it now, but at the time I fucking despised them and I wish I could annihilate them with just looking at them really nastily. McDonald's really was like a completely different place because it wasn't just the customers that were problems. My co-workers, as you can expect, working at McDonald's was mainly children. And man, children should not be next to food, man. They're like a walking hazard at all times. I'm not insulting them, I know it's their first jobs, they don't know, but it is crazy how little McDonald's puts in precaution for food safety. And I went to college related to food safety and stuff before I did McDonald's. So when I was doing all this stuff, I was acing all the quizzes and stuff like that, and really like basically like rush through the whole indoctrinating process of becoming a McDonald's employee because I knew a lot about food safety. And that's not like a brag, I just mean like I went to college for it, so I sure fucking hope I did. It'd be really embarrassing otherwise. But like, I did all that, and then I entered a room full of kids who basically did not care what the food safety had to say, probably didn't look at it, maybe even cheated the quizzes, because who gives a fuck about all that? And I don't blame them fully, but it was terrifying going in the kitchen and looking at things and being like, who did the dates? And it's like, who cares? You're not the manager. And I'm like, no, like, who did the dates? The lettuce is like a week fucking out of date. What the fuck is going on? It's literally brown in the packet. Like, there is no way you're trying to put this in a burger. Like, what the fuck? Like, I lost my mind sometimes over some things. I loved whenever I got a chance to do dating. It made me so happy in life because I knew that that place was getting spotless. But it was exactly why they didn't like putting me on it, because it took me so long because I was making the place spotless. I would clean up so much shit, remove so much stuff. I'm suddenly very glad I don't like lettuce. McDonald's in general is just very bad. But again, it's not the kids' fault. It's their first job, and no one is there to tell them to start caring about this shit. They just let them do it, because why would they care enough? That might make them leave, and that's essentially free labor right there. The kids don't earn full minimum wages, man. Overqualified? Yeah, I guess a little bit. It's more that I always wanted to work in a kitchen, and I went to college for it. So, like, I really did enjoy the idea of working in a kitchen. Unfortunately, my autistic ass found out quite quickly I cannot work at a kitchen unless I had a job, like I was just sorting out things and not actually working in the kitchen. Due to the fact kitchens unfortunately do shout a lot. It's not just like a show and tell thing where we just randomly have like a bunch of shows screaming at people. Kitchens are loud, and it's very important because there's a lot going on. Sizzling pans, water boiling, fucking frying pans going on fire, all that jazz. You don't realize it, but it's really loud. And in a kitchen, you need to shout to be overheard by all that. If you're not loud enough, no one's gonna hear it, and whatever you try to tell someone is not gonna be done. At the end of the day, it's just not gonna be done. So, with that in mind, me who gets scared about anyone shouting at them is not a good pick for the kitchen job, unfortunately. I really wish otherwise. No R once again, by the way. It's so shocked that I realized after, training to be a professional chef that I realized that unfortunately that job line is just not gonna work for me. So I tried out many jobs and unfortunately I couldn't get into fucking anything, especially since I worked to get a kitchen job and then I realized I couldn't do it. It's just not a good combo, unfortunately. The job world is not really made for you to decide that you're not made for a job after you spend a year or two trying to figure and train for that job, you know? So, after I failed to get that, any job really that wasn't stuff like that, I looked at a couple cafe jobs, but my local cafes were all closing down and couldn't really afford new employees, especially to take on a newbie completely. They didn't know if I'd be able to run the kitchen successfully enough that people wouldn't complain about food poisoning the next day. Even with my qualification, there was no proof that I actually could do it. And so, against my will, I got promised a space in a local McDonald's. And I was going to work with someone else that my parents knew and was happy to train me up. But then unfortunately, another McDonald's was opening up and they told me they were looking for a night shift cleaner. They weren't gonna open up night shift, they told me. We're looking for someone to clean up. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I took the job. The day that I got the job, they told me in 2 days' time, the place would be open for drive-thru 24/7. That was not what they told me. Unfortunately, McDonald's contracts are fucked up and it didn't matter. You don't have a set cleaner job with McDonald's, so I became a night shift worker whether I liked it or not, and I only had 2 days of training to learn how to do the whole fucking thing before I did night shift. What I don't understand about the whole job is they should have totally put me in day shift for a bit. Like, at least a week worth of day shift so I understand how everything worked. But they didn't. They gave me 2 days. Actually, my first day at McDonald's was really funny. The manager I got assigned wasn't the greatest manager. She unfortunately struggled a lot with communication issues and was very bad at diving class work. And also had a habit of slacking off, but who doesn't? So I come in, the manager like tries to give me outfits and stuff like that. She asks me for my size, on which she replies that I'm a skinny fuck, which made me very uncomfortable. I know that wasn't an insult by any means, but it was more the fact that I didn't know this woman and she was my manager calling me a skinny fuck. I got really worried it was a problem, despite the fact that obviously that is no problem whatsoever. I just was worried because I'm like, what the fuck is going on outside? Jesus Christ, I am so sorry. I don't know what was going on outside to make those sounds. But the fact that my manager, the first time I'm having a conversation with her, called me a skinny fuck, well, and I don't mean this as an insult, she was a little bit overweight, made me feel like it was aimed. And that she was aggressively angry at me, and I got scared instantaneously, and I shut down. I totally read the tone wrong. She meant it very sarcastically and was trying to break the ice. But at the time, I'm shitting myself. I'm scared. This is my first ever job, bro. I want to do well. So I get uniform. And I walk in, and she shows me the drinks area and says that I'm gonna be on it. And then she walks away to manage something till someone calls for her, and she doesn't come back. And drink orders start to come in. I can't just ignore the drink orders, right? Luckily, a lot of it is automated, done by a machine. However, coffees are not, but luckily it's got a coffee machine, so that's alright. Milkshakes and the like, however, are not manual by any means. You have to handle it all yourself. And I made a big mess trying to figure out how to work the machine. And she came back a bit later, to the mess after I handed out the milkshake and stuff. And no one had looked over to look after me or said anything. And she looked at it and started screaming. And she started calling in another employee that had been slacking the whole time. I didn't realize there was actually another employee that was supposed to be working the drinks machine with me the whole time. And he was slacking off. That's why I was left alone. It was never their intention, but I had no clue. He got the full blame and got in trouble for making this mess and not cleaning it up. And no one had the guts to say that maybe the newbie probably made the mess, you know, what makes the most sense there. No one said that, and they just let me go. And I just sat there feeling really bad. And if I wasn't so fucking shit here, I would have admitted that it was my problem, and I'm really sorry, but I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. And I just clicked buttons, and I like beep boop boop, and suddenly there was strawberry ice cream all over the place. Like, when I say, like, I made a mess, I mean, like, it was dripping on the floor. I made a big mess. I was so panicky. But yeah, no one showed me at the machine. I made a mess. Someone else got the blame for it, and I just sat there, and I didn't know what to do, because I was too scared to admit it. I was really scared. So, I didn't admit it. I, ran away from my problems. I ran away from my problems. So, yeah, that was my first day at McDonald's. I broke everything, and someone else got all the trouble for it. And I feel a little bad. Alright, I'm gonna heal my Pokemon, and I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna end it here. It's been 3 hours, and I'm gonna go for a nap, because I have been asleep. I've been asleep? I wish. I've been awake for a very long time. So we're gonna go for my nap real quick, and then hopefully I sleep today like a baby, and my sleep schedule is solved. Yippee. That is, if I listen to my alarm and wake up for this nap. If I don't wake up, we're all fucked. I'm fucked. And this is going to be an interesting time on the 7th of March. The Saki Subathon will be happening 7th of March, 2 p.m. GMT. However, before you run away, I have someone that I wish to raid. So if you don't mind, give me a bit. I'm going to go find the stream to raid and make sure that I type the usernames incorrectly, but also make sure that they're alive still. So give me a second. Yeah, they are still alive. Okay, I was making sure. They are currently, yeah, they are awake. Okay, we're gonna be raiding my friend Jack Cass, who is currently doing his own subathon at the time. Jack Cass is a very well-known streamer in the Minecraft sphere, if you haven't heard of him. He's very talented, very funny, and a very good guy and a good friend of mine. Go say hello to him. He is a very, very, very sweet guy. I don't know what he is up to at the moment. I think he has just woke up very recently. And is currently looking at some of his old clips. He's currently, though, got 51 minutes and 113 hours, sorry. So he's gonna be live for a bit, so if you're looking for content, that's definitely the place to start. So I'll see you guys another time. And please do take care. Do not do what I do and stay up for 24 hours, and rest well, okay? And thank you so much for the support, as always. Good night!